potentially most important homestand of the last decade. And I can't help but think it's a little bit spoiled now. The expectation, the goal that I had set forth for this team entering this weekend and into early next week against the Diamondbacks is, win 4 of 6. But they've got to run the table at home from now through Wednesday to do that. How likely is that? Probably not very likely. But I guess something they can still do. I just thought they would win a game by now. And I had hoped that it was going to be last night's. But here we are. The Pirates are now 53-52. If they lose today, they're back to 500. Right through the 106 mark on the season. 1:35 this afternoon, Cubs and Bucks, right here on The Fan. Well, good morning to you. Jack Hillgrove, till 10 o'clock. Well, I'm Jack Hillgrove always, but I'm on the air till 10 o'clock. Sean Myers is also Sean Myers always. He's here this morning. Sean, good morning to you. Despite your blunder early in the program with the things being backwards at the start of the show, I've since forgiven you, so good morning.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was actually out in the North Shore last night. You did not touch base with me.
I'm sorry.
You know who else was out last night?
And if you're going to say who I think you're going to say, I did touch base with him, so I apologize.
Becty.
Yeah, I was with him for a good bit.
Oh, my goodness.
Sean, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
He and I went out afterwards.
Where'd you guys go?
That's private information. By the way, do you know what was happening across from PNC Park last night during the game?
No.
At the Plaza? You're familiar with the Plaza?
Yeah. Was there a show at Stage AE last night?
There was.
Okay.
That started super early, by the way. That was going at like 5 o'clock.
You going to start the YouTube stream? Or?
It's already on, my friend.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Dude, I'm refreshing YouTube, and it's not letting me look at the live stream.
That sounds like a Jack problem.
It is a Jack problem. I'm sorry.
It's up and running.
Yep.
We've already had people commenting.
Yeah.
Stay focused here, okay?
Okay. All right. So what was happening at the Plaza, Sugarbird, all that stuff?
There was a Taylor Swift tribute. I wouldn't say band because I guess it's just like one woman, but then she has dancers with her.
Okay.
And so there was a Taylor Swift tribute show going on last night.
Sailor Twift?
No, I think...
Hold on. I keep going, but I have another funny moment from yesterday.
Space. And so I didn't even know. The Plaza, obviously, is that new spot that's right across. It opened, I think, when the Pirates' home opener was.
Yeah.
And I've seen stories, for instance, for Halloween. They're going to have a lot of cool Halloween stuff down there.
That's cool.
But I did not know that they actually had, concerts that you paid for there. And that was the case. My friend and I did not plan on going to the Pirates game. But we just wanted to be down in the North Shore. We were going to watch the game. And I figured we could watch it on the big screen right there. Maybe get a donut and some chicken strips or something.
Sure.
And we get down there at 5:30. The big screen is off. And there's a blockade with black fencing around this area. And it turned out it's because they were having a concert that you had to pay to get into. Looked it up, saw it's a Taylor Swift cover band.
Nice.
However, you can pretty much still see and hear a lot of it if you don't buy the tickets, especially because they have a couple of those elevated areas you can kind of just stand on. I was able to see the whole thing, basically.
How was it?
I think for people who needed to have a distraction after the Pirates performance, because I think most people were probably leaving around the 7th inning.
Yep.
It was a nice way to finish the night. There was a lot of people who were into it.
Good for them.
Yeah.
I saw a guy that looked exactly like Joel.
I'm not joking. Charlie and I both were like, wait, is that actually, are we sure that that's not Joel?
Yep.
And I was waiting for Joel to chime in and be like, no, that's not me, or hey, that is me. I really did think that was him.
Yeah, me too.
Did you have to go over and confirm that it
No,
was not?
I ran into him. Well, not ran into him. I got close. It was one of those things where as soon as I got closer to the guy, you could tell like close up. It
But
just
that
didn't really look
photo,
like, yeah.
it was far enough away that there was reasonable doubt as to whether or
Yeah.
not. That was like the, who was it that we thought was Roundtree?
Oh God, Joe Pavelski.
Yeah. He looked, in that photo, he looked just like Roundtree.
Yeah.
Even Roundtree's like, is that me? Doppelgangers are the best.
Yeah. Noel Jelson was tailgating next to us yesterday at the Pirate game. And Austin said the same thing. He was like, that wasn't Joel. No, it wasn't. Donnie said he almost laughed out loud
Yeah, that
on
was
the
good.
air when he saw that photo. 412-928-9370, the number to join the conversation.
Telling you, man, you missed out. You would have been better off skipping the Pirates game and going to see the Taylor Swift tribute.
I guess.
Or I think 311 was playing at Stage AE. That could have been a good pivot as
You know,
well.
it's funny. So, like, coming back and forth from Steubenville to Pittsburgh for work, and I have friends out there. So Friday, played my first round as a member of Steubenville Country Club.
Congratulations on all your success.
Thank you. And then I was coming back and forth, and I was going back out there on Friday night to meet up with some buddies. And I'm not like super. I'm not a big concert guy, and I'm not like super up to date on who's where. But like, you know, you pass the Burgettstown exit on 22.
Hopefully
The
not when
pavilion.
traffic's letting out after a concert.
Well, I was going into the concert, and it was probably around 5 o'clock, and I'm like, who the hell's at Star Lake Pavilion tonight? And it was Dave Matthews, was it their farewell tour? Are they done?
Well, first off, I will say I never believe a farewell tour is actually a farewell tour. Right? These bands like never actually quit, I feel like. They'll go until they're
Oh, no,
like
that's not a
80 years
farewell
old.
tour.
They're kind of like boxers that say they're retiring and then
Yeah, no,
keep fighting.
not a farewell tour. But Dave Matthews was at the pavilion. How many Dave Matthews songs do you know?
If you're going to ask me to name them, don't. But I bet if you ran down like the names of the songs, or certainly if I heard the songs, I'd say probably 5 or 6.
Yes, yeah,
I'm not real big on him.
Neither am I, but I know one song and I love it. Ants Marching, great tune. Not
Yeah,
ashamed to admit I don't really
he's
know
one
a
of
whole
those
lot
guys
else.
that like I hear a lot of his songs, but I never thought like, man, I really enjoy Dave Matthews. But I'm not also like anti Dave Matthews.
Neither am I.
Kind of just indifferent.
sure.
I would say. If you told me it's a free concert and you could teleport me out of there without dealing with the traffic, I would gladly go.
Yeah.
But I would not pay to see him.
Fair enough. The one I was upset that I missed was last Saturday, Tim McGraw at the Pavilion. That would have been a fun one.
Country guy.
Yeah.
Do you want to go to a concert with me?
Depends. Who?
I've got multiple options that
Okay.
I'm interested in. Akon and Neo.
Okay. Okay.
And then on the other end of the spectrum, Kesha.
Mm.
And then I think Goo Goo Dolls, although I might have someone that's going to go.
I'll get back
that
to you.
one. Yeah. Contemplate the other two.
Yeah. Akon and Neo. That's like, it's probably high school for you.
What is that supposed to mean? Oh, by the way, when I saw Bechtold last night afterwards, he was throwing shade at how I was dressed too old.
got a lot of room
probably
to
not
talk.
a person who should be, you know what I mean? Like,
What, commenting about what other people wear?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I didn't really understand that. And I had like nice new swaggy tennis shoes on that I did not think gave like old man vibes whatsoever. So I think he was really off base, but I just let him go. Wasn't going to clap back at him. He was probably in a perturbed mood after the proceedings or the Buccos.
Yeah. And we went on a long tangent. So let's get back to the Buccos. And all morning long, if you didn't have a chance to chime in with Dan the Man Zangrilli last night and you're still fired up, you're stewing this morning. You couldn't get sleep last night. And you still have some Pirates things to get off your mind, get off your chest. 412-928-9370. My overarching, I guess, take from last night. You look at the box score and it's 11-0, and obviously your offense didn't do the job, and like you shouldn't be giving up 11 runs. Like it was an all around ass whooping. But I'm not like My biggest takeaway from last night's game is offensively. Like, what is it about Shota Imanaga that this team can just not do anything against him? That's now 6 career starts for Imanaga against the Pirates, and the Pirates have only scored 1 run. I was stumping friends yesterday. Do you know the answer to this question?
About who provided that 1 run?
Yeah.
Yes, because I heard Malsey and gorgeous Charlie Borges
Hilarious.
work it out on the air.
Tommy Pham.
What do you think he's doing now? He played with the Mets, and he went 0 for 13 this season and then was let go. I'm assuming, though, he's still probably trying to play baseball somewhere, right?
Was he DFA'd by the Mets?
Oh, yeah.
I think he's, according to his Wikipedia page, it says he plays for the Phillies.
He's definitely not on the major league version of the Phillies.
All right. Here we go. No, wait. So, March 2026, signed a minor league contract with the Mets. And then they called him up.
Went 0 for.
Yep.
Probably needed
14,
to get his
14 plate appearances.
Needed to get his eyes checked.
0 for 13 with a walk. And then elected free agency after clearing waivers. And then in May, signed a minor league contract with the Orioles in 16 appearances at AAA Norfolk, 197, OPS of 410. How's that work? With 4 home runs. How is your OPS? Oh no, I'm sorry. This is slugging percentage. I'm all over the place. But nonetheless, sub 200 at the AAA level. He also played in 1 game for the rookie-level Florida Complex lead Orioles.
If the Pirates could bring him back for 1 game against Imanaga, that might be the move.
And was granted his release by the team the following day. And then on June 27th, he signed a minor league contract with the Phillies. That's the guy that is responsible for the Pirates' only run ever scored against Shota Imanaga. Last night, Imanaga, 6 innings, 4 hits, only 4 Ks, but efficient as all hell. 84 pitches, 54 strikes. And, that's why I'm placing the blame on the Pirates' offense. Yeah, Skeens did not, 6 hits, 5 runs after 5 1/3, but, objectively watching that game in person last night, I thought Paul Skeens pitched incredibly well, especially through the first 4 innings. You go back and look at it. What inning was it? The 3rd? When they had runners on the corners and nobody out? And he gets out of it with striking out PCA, striking out Seiya Suzuki. Yeah, this was the inning. And then, because Henry Davis challenged the 2-strike pitch, and it was overturned. And then a fly out to end the inning. All after that whole pickoff debacle where Dansby Swanson, I thought he was going to score, but they were able to get the ball back in quick enough. And then Skeens comes out in the 4th inning and strikes out the side. 11 strikeouts. He looked as dominant through the first 4 innings, really, as we've ever seen him look. And it kind of just unraveled from there. And, for as much as Paul Skeens and how he looked through the first 4 or 5 innings last night, Imanaga looked just as dominant. And you combine that with the history the Pirates have against the lefty that the Cubs threw last night, you're like, well, this game, the first team's going to score is going to win this game. And then in the 5th inning, the Cubs put 3 on the board, and you really got the sense, I heard it driving home last night from Walkie. What was it? It was 8-0 after 6. And Walk said, it felt like it was 8-0 after it was 3-0 in the 5th inning, which, yeah, I agree. You know what it reminded me of? The 2015 wildcard game. Now, obviously, the Cubs scored in that game much earlier, right? Schwarber doubles in the 1st inning to make it 1-0. And from that point, you knew that they weren't going to have an easy time scoring against Jake Arrieta. When the Cubs brought in 3 runs in the 5th inning and Imanaga only threw 2 more innings after that, you knew that it was not going to go the Pirates' way. And it didn't. But again, you look at the Paul Skeens box score, and it's not great. 5 earned runs. I thought he pitched well. 11 strikeouts to me, and, a lot of those coming through the first 4 or 5 innings of his start. I thought he looked as dominant in the first 4-ish innings as he's looked really ever in a Pirates uniform.
Did that tie a career high? Did I hear that with the 11 strikeouts?
We could find that out very quickly.
Which is kind of surprising because he didn't get particularly deep in the game.
No. He's hit 10 like 3 times.
I thought I heard 11.
11 is a season high. Had 10 only once last year, believe it or not, in the Cy Young
It is kind of crazy, right? I mean, you would think at this point he would have like a 14 or 15 strikeout game, but I think the biggest issue is he just doesn't go deep enough consistently.
He's had 11 strikeouts twice. Well, now 3 times. Twice in his career going into last night's game. Ironically, his second career big league start was an 11 strikeout game in Wrigley Field on May 17th, 2024. And then his final start before the All-Star break in 24, 7 innings. Oh, this is the game that he had a no-hitter. Remember that at Milwaukee? He only had 1 walk, 11 strikeouts, and he was pulled after 7 no-hit innings. And he only had 99 pitches. This was...
Well, if you throw 100, your arm just instantly explodes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's another good trivia question for you. In this Paul Skeens game, Pirates win 1-0, 7 no-hit innings from Skeens out and then being pulled. Who RBI double scores Jack Sawinski? Who hit the RBI double?
This is 2024?
Yeah.
Rowdy Tellez.
Good guess, but no. He did have a hit in this game, though.
Key Bryan?
No. Also had a hit.
What a lineup they had out. Sawinski, Tellez, Hayes. All right, so...
Who had the RBI double in this 1-0
I'm going to, instead of naming someone who might not have been on that team, I'm just going to say Hank Davis.
Nope. Catcher, though. Not on the team right now.
Grandal?
Yep.
Okay.
He was hitting 184 to that point in the season. Their lineup, Kutch DH, Reynolds in left, Cruz at short, Tellez at first, and then later Connor Joe pinch hit for Tellez and went into played first base. Gonzo at second, Josh Palacios in right, Ke'Bryan Hayes at third, Sawinski, then Michael A. Taylor as a defensive replacement, and then Yasmani Grandal.
There's a lot of guys just 2 years removed who were not in the majors anymore. And
Yeah.
probably a few that are not playing baseball altogether.
Yeah. Jack Sawinski's having a good year at the AAA level.
I keep hearing that. Wouldn't you think at some point either, I mean, the Dodgers certainly don't need any more help, but don't you think if he was playing that well and opening eyes that he would be somewhere in the majors at this point?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually kind of surprised that he hasn't been called up. I guess that means from an outfield standpoint, the Dodgers have stayed healthy.
Yeah, I would just think there's so many teams that need hitting that if people thought it was legit and sustainable, that someone probably already would have tried to acquire him.
Is he on their 40-man roster? No. No, so that probably plays into effect as well. He is not on their 40-man roster, which I kind of find hard to believe. Goes to show you how good that organization is, I guess. Yeah, no. So they would have to select his contract, the Dodgers would, to bring Jack Sawinski up. And, you know, that makes it harder. And then combined with them, I'm sure, staying healthy.
What if he catches the final out of the World Series?
That'd be pretty funny.
This year.
Yeah, he's at 322 at bats, I think all at the AAA level. .295, .955 OPS, 20 minor league home runs.
Didn't Austin Hedges, wasn't he out there for like a World Series clinching final out with the Rangers? Am I correct on that? A few years ago when the Pirates
I think so.
had him earlier that season. We had a caller this week when Bechtold was filling in for Pomp and Joe that wanted to bring back Austin Hedges and
He's hitting like 290
Adam
this year.
Frazier.
Is Adam Frazier still in the big leagues?
I don't know, but he wanted both those guys back with the Buccos ASAP.
Adam Frazier. Oh, yeah, no, he's a .2 WAR player for the Angels.
Nice. That'll play.
40 at bats, hitting 210. Remember when he was hitting like 340 and they traded him for Jack Sawinski in 2021?
I always did think he was a legitimate major league hitter, but just not a guy that you can. He doesn't really impact an offense in a big way, but he was a guy that, could put a ball in play, which I appreciate because that's to a large degree a lost art nowadays.
Jack Sawinski.
Kind of the opposite of Sawinski, to be honest.
All right, so the Pirates traded Frazier along with $1.4 million for guy who got banned from baseball, Tucupita Marcano, which I believe he was like the centerpiece of that trade, Jack Sawinski, and pitcher Mitchell Milano.
Why were the Pirates sending out money?
I don't know. It's a great question.
Although they just did the same thing to get that reliever who got his head bashed in yesterday.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, and I mean that's the other reason why my takeaway again the offense, because you look at how that game unraveled and all the relief pitchers gave up runs. Matson comes in. He gave up 3? Ron Marinaccio makes his Pirates debut, rocking number 97. Joe Beimel style. Inning into the third, he gives up 2 runs. Brandon Eisert, who automatically gives up runs every time he toes the rubber for the Pirates, gives up a run. And then ironically, the only guy that towed the rubber last night for the Pirates and didn't give up a run was Tyler Callahan, who struck out Seiya Suzuki looking. Hilarious. 11-0 the final last night. It sucked. The Pirates have to win today to avoid the sweep, and I'm weary about it. And I am, and I'll tell you why coming up next. Fan Twitter brought to you by South Hills Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 19, Peters Township. If you missed out on an opportunity to sound off and voice some frustrations on how last night and the first 2 games against the Cubbies went, 412-928-9370, your number to join the conversation. We were kind of all over the place in the first segment. We'll bring it back to neutral, or do our best to bring it back to neutral coming up next. And I'll tell you why I'm hesitant to predict this team to avoid the sweep today. We'll get into all that coming up next. I'm Jack Hillgrove. Happy Sunday morning to you on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
With your fan headlines, it's Sean Myers. It was a night to forget for the Buccos. They fell 11-0 at home against the Chicago Cubs. Shota Imanaga threw 6 scoreless innings, giving up just 4 hits. Paul Skeens suffered the loss. He worked into the 6, gave up 6 hits, 5 earned with 11 strikeouts, which tied a career high. PCA, 4 for 5, a homer, 3 runs batted in, 3 runs scored for the Cubs. Pirates and Chicago today at 1:35. Former Bucco Jameson Tyone. He is opposed by Pittsburgh's Braxton Ashcraft. Coverage on 93.7 The Fan begins at noon. That's presented by Keystone Custom Apparel. Headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more of them, visit 937thefan.com.
You decide which artists play live at Jennerstown Speedway on August 23rd. Vote and win prizes for free at rocktheraceway.com. Grab your tickets and watch the top 4 compete for their share of $15,000. rocktheraceway.com.
Are you raising the child of a loved one? You're not alone. Like many others, you've stepped up to raise the child of a friend or family member, allowing them to live, grow, and thrive among people they know. While fulfilling, it can also be challenging. But there is support. PA Kin Connector helps kinship caregivers just like you by providing connections to resources, services, training, and support groups. Don't navigate the journey alone.
Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
80 million listeners depend on AM radio to always be on, delivering news, sports, talk, traffic, and weather reports you can trust. AM radio also delivers vital emergency information when you need it most. Text AM to 39179. Tell Congress to pass the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act to keep AM radio in cars.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
84 Lumber has been building America for 70 years. Whether you're a homeowner starting your first project or a pro on the job, 84 Lumber offers the kind of personalized expertise you won't find in a big box store. They're more than just lumber. From windows and doors to siding, trim, and decking, 84 Lumber has the materials you need to get it done right. With 14 locations across Pittsburgh, there's one near you. Visit 84lumber.com to find your store. 84 Lumber, your hometown building partner for 70 years.
Pittsburgh, are you ready to relive the magic? Almost Queen. A tribute to Queen is taking the stage at Rivers Casino on Friday, September 18th. Experience the look, the power, and all the legendary hits all in one place. From Bohemian Rhapsody to Another One Bites the Dust, you'll be dancing all night long. Visit riverscasino.com for tickets and don't miss Almost Queen, a tribute to Queen, live. We'll see you there.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
Do you spend half your day walking or standing while working? If you have foot, knee, or back problems, the Good Feet store wants to help you like we helped Tony.
The pain that I experience the most is foot pain from being on my feet all day. You're having to kind of talk to yourself through the whole shift, like, I've got this, I can do this. Before, I felt defeated. Now it's like, all right, let's go. I'm ready. Like sunshine coming on.
And how about working more comfortably like Dennis?
Working at an amusement park, it's always on your feet. I just couldn't take it, but I didn't have a choice. I just couldn't believe that putting these arch supports in made that much of a difference that quickly. I could do my job and I could take care of my family. I know what my tomorrow is going to be. It's going to be positive.
You deserve a better life too. Stop in the Good Feet store today. Visit us in Cranberry Township, in Robinson Town Center, in the Waterfront, in Morgantown at Suncrest Town Center, and at goodfeet.com.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
This summer, your passport isn't required. Welcome to Summer in Tokyo at P.F. Chang's. Inspired by the color and energy of Tokyo's vibrant sushi scene, these limited-time creations bring bold flavors in every bite. Discover new sushi rolls, steak tataki, and lobster and prawn fried rice inspired by one of the world's most exciting food destinations. Cruise through Tokyo, one roll at a time aboard our sushi boat with wave after sushi wave of unforgettable taste. Summer in Tokyo at P.F. Chang's. Your journey to Tokyo starts here.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
The summer sales drive is in high gear at Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi, North Huntington. Drive home the savings of the summer with exclusive offers on our lineup of Mitsubishi. Like the new 2026 Outlander Trail Edition. Finance yours today for 0% APR for 72 months. And ask us about our $3,000 push, pull, or tow trade assistance. Plus, every new Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi includes 2 years of limited maintenance standard.
Your deal.
Your way.
What a great day.
At Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi, North Huntington. Call 724-995-3658 for offer details.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Over 35 years, I've seen it all. Car crashes, work injuries, defective products, medical mistakes, lives flipped upside down in an instant. But I've also seen something else, the power of fighting back, the power of winning. Over $30 billion recovered and counting. Size matters, reputation matters, results matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Morgan & Morgan, 603 Stanwyck Street, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania lawyer will handle Pennsylvania cases. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Hey, it's Pony back to talk about Xfinity. Xfinity Mobile. It is the most intelligent, the smartest Wi-Fi. It can heal itself when there's a problem. Isn't that cool? You want to talk about reliable? The most reliable Wi-Fi for streaming, gaming, working from home, coverage everywhere, every nook and cranny of your house. It's got security for your network, reliability, fiber-powered, 99.999% reliability. That's a lot of nines. Speed is incredible, built for speed, powered by fiber. Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together, and it's consistent. Right now, you can lock in 5 years of predictability with Xfinity Wi-Fi. So get 5 years on the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi with the best equipment. You can get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. That's what I did. So get the price lock guarantee. 5 years, the same price. There's no contracts, no commitments, and it comes with everything you need. Data, equipment, and the most reliable Wi-Fi. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
Live from the ShorkeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Live and local, even on the weekends.
Let's go!
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, Pittsburgh's hometown sports station.
Fan text line brought to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates. Edgar Snyder, a personal injury law firm where they always say there's never a fee unless we get money for you. 412-928-9370, the number for that. Also the number for the fan hotline to get in line and join the conversation. Bucks lose 11-zip yesterday to the Cubbies. 135 today. Try to avoid the sweep. Braxton Ashcraft against our old pal, Jamison Tayo. And the Pirates, after losing the last two, 53 and 52, only one game above 500, which stinks, but only two back of that final wild card spot. And for as much as the last two games have sucked, you know, you look at these, obviously today and the next three, like Arizona right now has that final wild card playoff spot. They're 2 games better than the Pirates. Arizona's in Washington today at 1:35, so it's not like it's one of those things where they're a West Coast team and they might play, you know, at 4, 5, 6 o'clock later on today on a Sunday. They play Washington at 1:35, so I would, and I will be, following along with Diamondbacks Nationals in addition to Pirates Cubs. Because if the Pirates win today, well, and I guess too, who do the Cardinals play today? Probably should keep up with them as well. The Reds at 2:15. So go Reds and go Nats. Because if the Pirates win today, they can, and the Cardinals lose and the Diamondbacks lose, the Pirates could theoretically leapfrog St. Louis and be the first team out, you know, in the hunt. We're really at the top of the in the hunt graphic if you're going to compare it to like the NFL terms.
What did they start using? Like sniffing around and lingering and try to come up with other creative ways instead of just constantly saying in the hunt?
A couple years ago.
Pirates are sniffing around.
They are definitely sniffing around. And it could be one of those things today where the Pirates can be a game back of the Diamondbacks, final wild card playoff spot, and then you've got a direct opportunity to make up ground next week. That's why I'm not like going to come and didn't want to come on the air this morning and go, season's over. Sucked that they lost the first two. Sucked that they lost last night, especially with your horse on the mound. And I understand that they had one of their main guys, probably their main guy on the mound too, that it's impossible for you to score runs against. But last night is when the trend should have been bucked. The trend of, for whatever reason, Shota Imanaga not being able to allow the Pirates to score runs. And I'm not going to lie to you, and I hate to be a pessimistic this morning, but I worry about this game today. And I do for one main reason. Braxton Ashcraft. I never thought I would say that, especially with him being an all-star and him at times being better than Paul Skeens. But we saw something out of Braxton Ashcraft in New York that we had not seen all year, and it wasn't a good thing. You know, if you go back and look at every one of Braxton Ashcraft's quote-unquote bad starts, he followed it up with gems. Every single one. Ashcraft did not have a bad start until the end of April. Through his first 5 of the season, he had a 2.43 ERA. He had a stinker against the Cardinals at the end of April, 6 earned runs. Followed it up immediately with 7 2/3 of shutout ball, 6 Ks in that lightning fast game against the Reds. Chase Burns was also pitching really well that day. Good start against the Giants after that one. After that, Pirates lose 11-9 in extras to the Phillies. Ashcraft, not a great start. Not terrible, but not great. 6 2/3, 4 earned runs. Follows it up with 7 innings and 1 run and 9 Ks against the Cardinals. June 6th. At Atlanta, 5 innings, 6 runs. Follows it up with 5 innings and 2 runs. June 29th, 6 innings, 5 runs at Philly. They won that game, but not a great Ashcraft start. Gives up 5 runs in 6 innings, 3 home runs in that start. Follows it up, 5 2/3 of 1 run ball against the Nats. July 11th against the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, they did win this game, but 5 innings, 5 runs. Also 2 home runs. And you're like, okay, next start will be in New York. He's got to follow it up with something good because he's done it all season long. And for the first time, Ashcraft followed up a bad start with a worse start. And only pitched 3 innings, gave up 7 runs and a couple of homers last Monday. Well, I guess on Monday against the Yankees. There were all kinds of questions about, is he fatigued? Are they going to try and break up his starts? Are they going to try and limit his innings in the back half of the season? Maybe. I'm not going to come out and completely theorize that that's what we're seeing with Braxton Ashcraft. But again, for the first time ever, he followed up a bad start with a worse start. So how does he respond from 2 bad starts in a row? That's what I'm going to be keeping my eye on today. .368 ERA at home this year. This will be his 11th start inside PNC Park. Much better than his .421 earned run average on the road. Day ERA 3.23, much better than his nighttime ERA this season of 4.55. So if you're one of those people that bet, I bet. I'll take that stuff into account for later. And the other good news, too, is like silver lining, right? Jameson Taillon, since becoming a non-Pittsburgh Pirate, they've seen him a fair share of times. Today will be Taillon's 9th career start against the team that drafted him. 8th as a Cub. And in 9 career starts, his ERA against the Pirates is 4.58. They saw him back in May. Scored 4 runs in 5 innings. And in his final start against the Pirates, this will be the 3rd time. Saw him in April as well. The Pirates scored 6 runs in 6 innings. off of him. So hopefully the bats wake up today. But again, I'm keeping my eye on Braxton Ashcraft. Because again, he followed up a bad start with a worse start for the first time ever. How does he bounce back from 2 in a row? Does he let it snowball in a bad way, or does he shut it all out? 412-928-9370. Take your phone calls coming up next. We get to the Sunday same game parlay at the top of the 9 o'clock hour. How are you feeling after these first 2 games at home against the Cubs this homestand? I was one of those people that said this is the most important homestand the Pirates have had in a decade. They've lost 3 in a row. First game against the Cubs, disappointing. Extra innings loss. Second one, an ass whooping. Are you out on this team? Or did the last 2 games, I'm not here, but I want to ask this question. Did the last 2 games turn you away from this team potentially being a playoff team in 2026? 412-928-9370, or are you still holding on to a glimmer of hope? We'll take your phone calls and continue to talk about this one coming up next. And again, the Sunday same game parlay at the top of the 9 o'clock hour. I'm with you till 10. Then it's FanDuel's More Ways to Win with Pony, and then the North Shore Tavern leadoff show, and into the Pirates Insider Show. All that stuff begins at noon, 1:35 first pitch between the Bucks and the Cubs. Jack Hillgrove with you on a Sunday morning, Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
This is Sean Myers with your Fan Headlines. It was an ugly one last night for the Buccos at PNC Park. They fell 11-0 against the Chicago Cubs. Paul Skeens took the loss. He worked into the 6th, but gave up 6 hits, 5 earned to go with 11 strikeouts, which tied a career high. PCA was the star for the Cubbies offensively. Pete Crow Armstrong, 4 for 5, a homer, 3 runs batted in. Pirates will try to salvage a game in the series today against Chicago. The Buccos just 1 game over 500. They call upon Braxton Ashcraft. Jameson Taillon opposes for Chicago. Coverage on 93.7 The Fan begins at noon with the North Shore Tavern leadoff show. Headlines are powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more of them, you could visit 937thefan.com.
The summer sales drive is in high gear at Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi North Hills. Drive home the savings of the summer with exclusive offers on our lineup of Mitsubishis, like the new 2026 Outlander Trail Edition. Drive yours home today and save $7,000 off MSRP, or finance for 0% APR for 72 months. Have a trade? Ask us about our $3,000 push, pull, or tow trade assistance.
Your deal.
Your way.
What a great day.
At Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi in the North Hills. Call 412-453-8035 for offer details.
After an accident, you need an injury attorney who fights for you. Ogg, Murphy, and Perkoski are ready to take on the insurance companies and win you the compensation you deserve. Call 412-391-FIRM. Ogg, Murphy, Perkoski, the firm. We're all in.
Buy one window, get a free unicorn. Just kidding. Are you tired of dishonest offers? I'm Brian Murphy, owner of Easy Home Exteriors, and we take your home seriously. If you need windows, roofing, siding, or doors, we'll give you fair, honest pricing the first time, every time. No pressure, no gimmicks. We'll give you a free estimate. You don't even need to be home. Call 412-678-7008. That's 412-678-7008. If you're lucky, we'll throw in a unicorn.
Dick's House of Sport is excited to join the community, Greensburg, and invite you to our grand opening house party August 7th through August 9th at the Westmoreland Mall. Get ready for can't miss appearances, giveaways, and more all weekend long. We're more than a store, featuring a rock wall, Hit Tracks multi-sport cage, golf hitting bays, and a collector's clubhouse. Plus, shop the best brands and over 2,000 shoe styles, all in one place. Discover Dick's House of Sport at the Westmoreland Mall, August 7th through August 9th.
Oh, hey, Sarah. Did you hear my daughter Katie got Camper of the Week?
That's a big deal.
We got a big deal too, right, Mom?
Honey, shh.
What's that?
Okay, that Hyundai Santa Fe, I only paid.
Nice.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days, or 1.9% APR for 72 months on the Hyundai Tucson, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry, offer ends August 3rd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Text us on the Edgar Snyder and Associates text line at 412-928-9370. Edgar Snyder and Associates reminds you to text responsibly. 93.7 The Fan is cleared by aquickdrain.com. If it matters in Pittsburgh sports, we're talking about it.
even on the weekend.
That's cool.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, Pittsburgh's hometown sports station.
Shout out to Zachary Smith, Smitty. Last night after the game got away, tweets, this is the Pirates team that showed up for the biggest homestand of the season. And what year would this have been? Tyler Anderson was pitching and batting ninth. So this was before the DH, I would assume, right?
Yeah, they wouldn't have a batting if there was a DH. I can confirm that.
21 in the NL. They didn't. When did they institute the DH in the NL? I thought that was after COVID it became a thing.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but I also thought 2021 was when Anderson was here, so that doesn't line up.
2022. All right, so this is the final season of pitchers batting in the National League. This lineup against the Cubs.
They didn't bat in 2020, though, right?
No, I thought they used a DH during the COVID year, didn't they?
So then they went back to the traditional for 1 year.
And then went to what we... Yeah.
That's kind of strange.
Oh, very strange. Adam Frazier led off and played second.
Bring him back.
Kevin Newman was the shortstop and hit second.
Bring him back.
Kai Tom hit third, your left fielder. Jacob Gonzalez, cleanup catcher. Eric Gonzalez hit fifth and played third. Wilmer Defoe played center field and bat sixth. The Todd father, Todd Frazier, bat seventh and played first. I'm not going to lie to you. I consider myself, when it comes to like knowledge of Pittsburgh sports teams, above average, at least. Probably pretty good. I don't know who Troy Stokes Jr. is.
Oh, he's a legendary bucko.
No, I don't even remember him existing.
So they had two Gonzaleses in the lineup back then as well?
Who was the other one?
I thought you named two Gonzaleses, and that's what...
Stallings, Gonzalez.
You definitely said Gonzalez in place of Stallings, and I was baffled by that.
Oh, did I say Jacob Gonzalez?
Yes.
Okay. No, he was playing shortstop last night. Jacob Stallings was your catcher.
Okay, that makes more
Eric
sense.
Gonzalez third. Defoe, Frazier, Troy Stokes Jr. I don't even remember Troy Stokes Jr. existing. I apologize, and that makes me less credible to be on this station. Oh, well. But it is what it is. 412-928-9370, the number to join the conversation. I'm curious as to how you felt about last night's game. Was your bigger takeaway the fact that the offense, this league-leading team OPS and offense, continuing to prove that it has just had a very slow start post All-Star break, which they have? My biggest takeaway was not Paul Skeens giving up 5 runs. Skeens matched a career high in strikeouts, and up until the 5th inning yesterday, he was pitching pretty damn good. The .28 career ERA for Shotei Imanaga against the Pirates went down, believe it or not. Now it's 6 career starts for Imanaga against the Pirates, and he's only given up 1 earned run. This offense has had a slow start out of the gate. And coming up in the next hour, we'll talk a little bit about the trade deadline too, and how things change for the Pirates. And yes, the bullpen's still an issue. But I do want to throw a take out here now and have it marinate, and hopefully we get some people that want to chime in at 412-928-9370. Like, I understand that national insiders are reporting that the Pirates are, quote unquote, in on Mason Miller. And I understand that Mason Miller has been popular fodder for this station for the last, 2 weeks?
Yeah,
I get that. I said this before, I'll say it again. I would run around this building in my britches if the Pirates were able to trade for Mason Miller. I know him. I went to school with him. I really like him as a person, and he's really good. If he was pitching for his hometown team, our hometown team, and doing it really well, that would be awesome. But let's call a spade a spade. Not very realistic. Don't think it's going to happen. I don't think the Padres are going to trade him at all. But, again, I understand it. He's from here. He's really good. His name is circulating in trade talks. If you've listened to me, you know I haven't really spent a whole lot of time on it because I don't think it's realistic. But there are realistic moves to be made, more aggressive ones than a comp pick for Brandon Eisert and international bonus pool money for Ron Marinaccio and, a backup catcher for Hunter Stratton. There are more aggressive bullpen moves to be made out there. I think they'll make them. But I strongly believe that there will be nothing that the Pirates can do realistically that will match the importance and need of getting Cruz and Horwitz back into the lineup every single day. And I think these first, 11 games... No, I'm sorry. They've only played... This is their third series post All-Star break. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These first 8 games out of the All-Star break, the offense has kind of come back down to earth, to planet Earth a little bit. Brandon Lau, who sat last night, Ryan O'Hearn, Brian Reynolds, they have not been good out of the jump. And I think we kind of knew that this Pirate offense would come back down to planet Earth a little bit. They had been very, very good. They need to get Cruz and Horwitz back to keep up. And again, there are moves to be made that will realistically help this bullpen become better. But this bullpen is not going to become a top 10 bullpen overnight post-trade deadline. It's not going to happen. They need to still be able to score runs at a top 10 in Major League Baseball clip from now until the end of the season for them to be a playoff team. In the way that you make sure that could potentially still be a thing is if Cruz and Horwitz come back healthy, they're good to go, and they're in the lineup every day. Now, if the Pirates traded for Mason Miller, yeah, that's the big fish. That will be I think the best trade deadline acquisition the Pirates have ever made. At least the most impactful. I mean, at least in my lifetime. Think about it back in 2013, 14, and 15 when they bought. They were all good moves, but they were all methodical. Justin Morneau didn't, set the world, great, but didn't set the world on fire. Marlon Byrd ended up being better as a Pirate in 2013, but wasn't a move that set the world on fire. It would definitely be their most aggressive trade at the deadline since Chris Archer, and we all know how that worked out. But I don't think that's realistic. And they can get guys that'll help this bullpen, and that's fine, but I don't think there isn't any realistic move that they can make at the deadline that'll be more impactful and more important than getting Cruz and Horwitz back and healthy in this lineup, in this offense. That slipped a little bit out of the gate post All-Star break. Agree or disagree? 412-928-9370. Fan weather brought to you by Secure Money Advisors. Looking to retire soon? Let Secure Money Advisors get your retirement on track. Mix of sun and clouds today. Chance of storms. High of 83. Heath Miller, Matt Nieto, Kobe Hamilton, Connor Hayward. Always got to look up a Pirate that wore 83 too. Can't think of one off the top of my head. This Baseball Almanac website.
By the way, as you're looking that up, in my lifetime, I think Zane Smith is probably the gold standard for trade acquisition for the Buccos. Yeah. In 1990, they got him from Montreal.
For Moises Alou.
And in 11 games, he was 6-2 with an ERA of 1.30.
What was the Pirates GM at that time? What was his name?
That was before Bonifay, right?
Yeah, it was Larry Doty. Rich Donnelly, and we'll get to DPJ's on hold. We'll get to him in a moment. Rich Donnelly, one of my favorite human beings of all time. Steubenville's own, was Pirates bullpen coach, third base coach, was one of Jim Leyland's right-hand men for 10 years in Pittsburgh. It was basically Jim Leyland, Gene Lamont, Rich Donnelly. Those were his two go-to assistant coaches. Rich tells this story all the time. They were trading for Zane Smith, and Larry Doty, not the sharpest knife in the drawer, stresses to everybody, Leyland and all the coaches, Moises Alou is the player to be named later in this trade. He's like, it's done, but we're not saying it. Because at the time, Moises Alou was one of the top prospects in baseball and ended up having a great career and lived up to the top prospect moniker when the Pirates had him. So the trade happens. They know it's Zane Smith and a couple of guys, player to be named. And in the press conference, Larry Doty slips up and says the Pirates acquired Zane Smith for, I have to look up the exact trade to do this story justice.
Moises Alou, I believe, peed on his hands.
What?
Am I correct? I think he was the guy who did that. You don't know about that?
No. Yeah. Okay, so it was traded to the Pirates for Scott Ruskin and Willie Green. Those were the two players in the trade, and then Larry Doty says, and a player to be named later, Moises Alou. And, if Ron Cook would ever want to call back into this station, I'm sure he was in this press conference and can collaborate with this story.
Great for talk radio, my man.
Everybody's looking around is like, did they just say they traded Moises Alou? And then, they start talking about it on KDK radio, and then they start, the guys start writing about it, and then they hear about it on TV. And I believe what had happened was, who was ever doing sports on KDK radio at the time, they're talking about trading for Moises Alou and trading Moises Alou for Zane Smith, and Larry Doty's talking about it, and he's irate. He's like, he comes in, tells all the coaches and Leyland, I told you that we weren't going to say, who leaked it? And everybody, because they watched the press conference and they watched him slip up and say it, and they were like, Larry, you said it. You said that the player to be named was Moises Alou. Funny story. All right, 412-928-9370.
He did pee on his hands, by the way.
That's so strange.
You can look into that if you want during the break.
It's like in that episode of Drake and Josh when Megan convinces Drake to stick his feet in lizard pee. DPJ's in Westview. What's up, DPJ?
Hey, Jack. Always nice to chat with you. Hope you're doing well this morning, my friend.
Likewise. Like I said, I got more sleep than I thought I would because I left the game early last night, something I wish I didn't have to do, but oh well.
Hey, at least they gave you a little bit of extra rest despite having a terrible performance.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't think that the recent performance really changed my outlook on the Pirates. I think, if anything, it just confirmed kind of they are who we thought they were going to be heading into the season, a team that would likely compete for a wild card spot unless some things broke our way within the division, which it clearly didn't since we're stuck in the best division in baseball. And I'm really happy, actually, you brought up the Justin Morneau trade from a few years ago because that year the Pirates got him on one of those waiver trade deadline deals. They waited till the end of August to save a few bucks to get him. And if you remember correctly, we ended up losing the division by one game that year. And Morneau may have been the difference to get us an extra win or two in August that could at least forced a one-game playoff.
And didn't they wait till to that waiver deadline, too? It was much earlier, but I believe the Marlon Byrd trade was also post, the traditional trade deadline, but just earlier than Morneau.
Right. They both came in within August in that time frame, and they both came in and produced pretty well. Byrd more so than Morneau, but that could have made the difference. And I think that's kind of the thing that we need to be looking at now is that, anytime we bring our bullpen in for a close game, you kind of hold your breath. And that's the exact opposite of, what you should be thinking is like, okay, if we can get some, good matchups with the guys. And I think, Mason Miller would be a huge acquisition, but I don't think he's what this team needs now to get us one of those wild card spots. And like we've all heard from Moneyball and the PM team talk about it, once you get to the playoffs, it's so random. And with having guys like Skeens and Jones who can just shut teams down when they are on, that's all you need because you can really shorten your rotation. So I would rather see the team get guys like somebody like Mark Leiter Jr. from the Athletics who's not going to cost too much, who has great experience, guys that have been there in the playoffs. But the other thing I think the Pirates need to do is tighten up that offense a bit. We all knew from early in the season that this team was going to struggle against lefties, and it really has popped up after the All-Star break. And even if you can find a way to get maybe somebody like Joe Adell from the Angels, a designated hitter who's going to hit like 240 but has a lot of power, that would be a massive upgrade over Ozuna. And I think you have a lot of creative ways to just really tinker with the team, both in the field and offensively, just to improve them enough to get us into that postseason tournament and give us a chance to maybe steal a series or two and make a run, because you never know what's going to happen, and you got to give yourself those best odds.
Yeah, man, thanks for the call. I appreciate it, DPJ in Westview. You know, and what I think sucks is the bullpen's so bad, and that just eats up a lot of the trade deadline priorities to where I don't know how feasible it is for them to go out and get a bat. Would a bat make sense? I think in theory. I mean, you're going to get Horwitz back. You're going to get Cruz back. Hopefully sooner rather than later you get Endy Rodriguez back. But, like, for as good as Brandon Lau's been, and he and O'Hearn as the external, acquisitions in the offseason to make this team better, this offense better, they've lived up to expectation. Ozuna obviously hasn't. But, like, Brandon Lau against left-handed pitching, we knew that he was going to be much better against righties, but it's kind of been disappointing. So to be able to go out and get an extra guy that could, might not light the world on fire batting average-wise against left-handed pitching, but will give you some power much better than Ozuna, that helps. But I just don't know how feasible that is, because I think acquiring bullpen help are priorities 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we'll just wait and see. Trade deadline is 1 week from tomorrow, August 3rd. So it's put up or shut up time for Ben Cherington and the Pirates front office. All right, we've got to run to a break. Top of the hour. We'll come back and we'll get back into some Bucko talk at 412-928-9370. We're with you until 10 o'clock this morning right here on The Fan.
HD1 Pittsburgh, an Odyssey Sports Station. Live from the Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Always live and free on the Odyssey app. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, built by Window Nation, home of the buy two, get two free offer.
Summertime means outdoor gatherings, neighborhood fun, and the summer of savings at Spitzer Toyota. Lease a new 2026 Toyota Corolla LE for $198 per month. Plus, get our lifetime warranty, complimentary maintenance, and Spitzer VIP points.
Whack more. Spend less at Spitzer Toyota Monroeville.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
TSRP 27494 VIN TP 288304 front-wheel drive model 1852 5K due at signing 36 months. Approved credit through TMS plus title tax license registration 490 doc fee 0 security deposit 10K miles per year ends 8/3/2026.
Hockey is a passion for fans of the sport, but also for the youth who fall in love with the game. With the ever-increasing cost of participating in hockey, many families face financial challenges. The Assisted Goals Foundation was founded to remove financial barriers and to create lasting growth in the sport for current and future players of all backgrounds and communities. Help the Assisted Goals Foundation make the game of hockey available and accessible to anyone, anywhere, at any time. You too can provide an assist. Donate today at assistedgoals.org.
BetMGM Sportsbook is giving you the chance to win a prize every day during baseball season. Step into the batter's box for BetMGM's Swing for the Fences free-to-play game. Log in every day for your chance to win. Pick an area of the strike zone and take your swing. If you get a hit, you'll receive a prize. Smash a home run to collect a bonus bet. Just log into your BetMGM Sportsbook account and visit your promotion section to access the Swing for the Fences free-to-play game. Swing for the Fences every day with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. BetMGM.com for T's and C's. 21 plus to wager. Pennsylvania only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets expire in 7 days. Additional terms and restrictions may apply.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Your hometown building partner since 1956, 84 Lumber. Visit 84lumber.com.
At ramofpittsburgh.com, it's Ram Truck Month. Bring us your best offer on any new Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram truck, and we're going to beat it. No games, it's as easy as that. Visit ramofpittsburgh.com for all the details. We truly are Pittsburgh's Ram store.
Greetings from Breeze Airways, your hometown carrier for nonstop flights from Pittsburgh to Louisville, Kentucky, and 5 other destinations. Vacation is closer than you think when you fly Breeze. Enjoy nonstop flights and send a postcard home from somewhere new this year. Breeze makes it easy with nonstop flights, flexible change policies, and a seriously nice onboard experience. Enjoy premium seating with Breeze Ascent, plus high-speed Wi-Fi and tasty snacks. Book today at flybreeze.com. Breeze Airways, seriously nice.
Summertime and it's time to play on the BetParx online casino and sportsbook app. New casino users get up to $500 casino bonus back, plus 500 bonus spins on the hot soccer-themed game. BetParx Goal, 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 collect them.
21 in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Michigan, or Maryland. New users only. See BetParx.com for T's and C's. Casino bonus must be wagered. Gambler problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
Sean Myers bringing you fan headlines. It was a night to forget for the Buccos. They fell 11-0 at home against the Chicago Cubs on Saturday. Shota Imanaga, 6 scoreless innings. He allowed just 4 hits as he continued his dominance against Pittsburgh. Paul Skeens tied a career high with 11 strikeouts, but he took the loss, giving up 5 earned over 5 1/3. Pirates and Cubs wrap up the series today at 1:35. Coverage on 93.7 The Fan commences at noon with the North Shore Tavern leadoff show. Headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more, visit 937thefan.com.
Sports don't stop for the weekend, and neither do we.
We are going to have so much fun this weekend.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, Pittsburgh's hometown sports station.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Jack Hillgrove with you until 10. FanDuel's more ways to win with Pony from 10 until noon, and then all the Pirates coverage begins at noon. 1:35 first pitch today between the Bucks and the Cubs. Pirates look to avoid the sweep. Braxton Ashcraft against our old pal Jameson Taillon. Ashcraft 9-4, 3.95. The ERA. Taillon 2-5 with a 5.38 clip. Ashcraft not been good in the month of July. The ERA 8.56 in July. And that's basically because of 2 bad starts. Both of them post All-Star, or I'm sorry, one pre and one post All-Star break against the Brewers and against the Yankees. How does Ashcraft bounce back from 2 bad starts in a row? You know, last hour, I had mentioned that Ashcraft has bounced back from every single bad start he's had this season with a good one or a borderline elite start. 5 innings, 5 runs on July 11th against the Brewers, not good. You think to yourself, okay, trends tell you that Ashcraft will bounce back big time against the Yankees, and it was the first time this season that Ashcraft followed a bad start with a worse start. So does it snowball? Does it unravel? Does a collapse happen in the back half of the season for Braxton Ashcraft? The answer to that question might be made clear today with either a good or a bad start against the Cubs. So we'll wait and see. 412-928-9370 is the number. It's also the number of the text line, brought to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates, personal injury law firm. They always say there's never a fee unless we get money for you. For as much as this guy listens and calls to this station, every single time that he calls in when Sean's on the phone, and Sean's been on the air before, Paul in Washington can't get it straight. And Paul, I've got to call you out because Sean told me during the commercial break, every time that you call in, you say, hello, Charlie, or hello, Joel, and it's Sean every time. So I think you owe Sean an apology, Paul.
I already told him I was sorry, Jack Hillgrove. See, now I called you Jack, too, because you ripped me last week for never calling you Jack.
Paul, I just like
respectful by calling you Mr. Hillgrove.
Which I appreciate, but I'm not even 30 years old yet, so we can wait until much later in life when people start calling me Mr. Hillgrove.
You're definitely a young whippersnapper, but that's not why I called. This is neither here nor there. This weekend was the weekend you were going to show whether you were a contender or a pretender.
Yep.
And I think after last night, after the lack of heart, lack of effort, lack of fight that team showed, especially Mr. Mayhem Magnum, he should have had that ball that he let hit off the wall. You watch the replay over and over again. O'Neal Cruz makes that catch. All you O'Neal Cruz traders, he makes that catch. Magnum gave up on that ball. I don't know whether he lost it or what have you, but if you look at that replay, and I saw it 3 times, he should have had that ball. But that being said, once again, these last 2 games, our illustrious amateur manager makes the wrong move when it comes to a bullpen, even though he really doesn't have any moves to make, because once again, and soon to be the 12th out of 13 years of being a losing GM, Ben Cherington has given him nothing to work with. He gave him Frosted Flakes instead of sugar Frosted Flakes. And I don't know what we're going to do, but Bob Nutting, I'm going over 470 now. I'm calling to you up on that hill up there in Wheeling. You got to do something. You got to sell this team or start spending some daggone money, because enough is enough. I'm 66 years old. I'd like to see another World Series in my lifetime. And at the rate you're going, Mr. Nutting, you're giving me nothing but more high blood pressure and less hair on my head. Jack, have a good day.
You too, Paul. Drive safe out there. You know, here's the deal. And Paul brings up contenders and pretenders. And yeah, I think in this current form, this team's a pretender. They need help bullpen-wise. We know that. But in the same breath, they also need Cruz and Horwitz and Endy Rodriguez to come back and be healthy. Because think about it. Let's act like the Pirates have all their horses. Cruz, your center fielder. Valdez, your right fielder. Reynolds is your left fielder. The infield from left to right will end up being Nick Gonzalez, Jacob Gonzalez, and I'm not including Connor Griffin into this discussion because Connor Griffin might come back with 3 series left in the season. So by the time Connor Griffin comes back, I have a feeling we'll know if this team is going to be a legit postseason player or not. And then Lau and O'Hearn. Endy behind the dish. Horwitz is probably your DH. You might be able to have O'Hearn be your DH, Horwitz at first base, whatever. They need a full stable of guys. Again, I've been impressed with what Jake Mangum's been able to do offensively, but it's interesting that Paul brought that play up too, because I was sitting in the bullpen. Well, not in the bullpen. That'd be pretty cool.
Getting ready to go into the game.
Yeah, the Fatheads bar out there. I was with that's where I was watching the game.
You probably could have worked an inning. Wouldn't have been that much of a drop off from some of the guys they've been using.
I would have probably been able to throw as hard as Tyler Callahan was throwing.
I actually think
not consistently. Like I would probably be able to hum a couple in there like 75 plus, and then my arm's toast. It's
you
done.
can hit 75?
I can.
Really?
Yeah.
I went to the batting cages, and have you ever been in North Park?
Mm-mm.
So they have old school batting cages there, which is like the dying thing nowadays. And they list the miles per hour. And so I've not swung. I played softball last year, but I have not faced like baseball pitching in years and years and years. I didn't bring a bat, so I had to borrow one, and those bats there are terrible. And I was like, I'll start off 65. I should be okay. That was very humbling. I did not fare well. I dropped down to 55, and I was timing those up very well.
There you go.
Every time I made contact, it hurt horribly, so I'm going to blame the bat for that. But they go up to 80. And I wondered if I could even, like, foul off 80 with any regularity.
I probably couldn't. I was not. I mean, I played up until freshman year of high school, but
I feel like
couldn't
80 is pretty high end for a high school pitcher.
Yeah.
And I have very little faith, even if I know he's only throwing fastballs, that I'd be able to hit a high school pitcher at this point.
Yeah, I mean, like, if I were to, like, warm up and, like, throw an inning, like, just an inning's worth of pitches, I'd sit probably right around 65, 70 miles an hour.
These major league guys are the timing throws them off so much that they struggle against these position players. Like, sometimes you'll see they'll get, like, weak pop-ups because the guys can't adjust to it being 40 miles an hour slower.
Yeah, exactly. And then if you gave me one opportunity, and again, like one, and I threw it as hard as I could, and I would not be able to do anything with my arm for several days afterwards, I bet you I could probably get it close to 80.
Could
like
you get
77.
it consistently even close to the strike zone, though?
Oh, no. I don't know where it's going to go. But if I whipped it as hard as I can, it might be 80 miles an hour. It might be...
You'd be better off lollipopping it, I think.
Yeah.
Because if you
like Henry Rowan Gardner,
if you hit 80, they're probably putting at 450.
Yeah, well, no, they're not though, because it's not going to end up anywhere close to where.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm Austin Bechtold and that I can hit major league pitching.
We need to get you and
say
Callis
that on
together.
the air.
He's a former college baseball star.
Callis probably double off me. I mean, I didn't play really that much longer in high school, and sure as hell didn't play in college.
He fouled off Mason Miller.
Allegedly.
I believe that, but also Mason Miller was throwing in at probably the high 80s.
Yeah, and he wasn't very good until his junior year of college. He had an ERA of like 7 his first 2 years, and then he got the diabetes figured out and everything. Yep. Fan Twitter brought to you by South Hills Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Route 19 Peters Township. 412-928-9370, the number to join the conversation. Did last night deflate you to the point where you're out on this team, or do you still hold on to hope? 412-928-9370. What's realistic for you at the trade deadline? Do you think that Mason Miller is a realistic option? I don't. They could probably do it, but I don't think it's realistic because I don't want to give up Seth Hernandez and Murph Gray. And maybe somebody else. 412-928-9370, your number to join the conversation. We'll take your phone calls throughout the remainder of the hour. Top of the hour, it's the Sunday Same Game Parlay, and we're with you until 10 o'clock. I'm Jack Hillgrove at Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
Sean Myers with your Fan Headlines. The Pirates were blanked last night at home, 11-0 against the Cubbies. Chicago's Shota Imanaga, 6 scoreless innings. He allowed just 4 hits. Paul Skeens took the setback. He worked 5 1/3, 6 hits, 5 earned, and 11 strikeouts. Pete Crow Armstrong, 4 hits, including a home run. Pirates and Cubs wrap up the series today at 1:35. Braxton Ashcraft against Jamison Tyone. Coverage on 93.7 The Fan begins at noon and is presented by Keystone Custom Apparel. Headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more of them, 93.7thefan.com.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change presents Wisdom from the Road.
Summer means wide open spaces and a whole lot of extra miles. The last place you want your engine to give out is halfway to nowhere. Out here, low oil or a weak battery is just an ambush waiting to happen. That's why every oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change includes an 18-point maintenance check. These techs are trained to help spot issues early and keep you riding easy.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Change wisely.
Have you noticed that every service company these days is owned by some giant corporation with zero personality and no personal touch? Yeah, no thanks. Gherkin Roofing is still family-owned, truly local, and when you call, a human answers. One with a pulse and probably a Pittsburgh accent. They do roofing, siding, gutters, and win awards year after year for their customer service. So if you want a contractor that picks up the phone, shows up, and treats you like a neighbor, because they are one, call The Pickle. Gherkin Roofing, always local and friendly, 724-515-5551.
Pittsburgh, the bus is coming to town. Our very own Jerome Bettis is joining Tim Tebow, John C. Maxwell, Ed Milet, Sage Steele, and more at Life Surge. One powerful day to grow your faith, steward your finances, build a legacy, and make a kingdom impact. Don't sit this one out. Get your tickets now at lifesurge.com and join us at PPG Paints Arena, Saturday, August 15th. That's lifesurge.com.
Your sales team has the talent. They've got the tools. They don't have time to close the deals you need to win unless they have sales with AI. SAILES.com. Sales.com is pipeline as infrastructure. Always on, always prospecting in the background. No logins, no data entry, just real opportunities delivered to your reps. The future of sales is SAILES.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, 603 Stanwyck Street, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania lawyer will handle Pennsylvania cases. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
This summer, there are 250 reasons to join T-Mobile.
Girls trip? Booked. And switching to T-Mobile helped make it happen.
With Experience Beyond, switch and get $100 back. Plus, $650 in value in built-in plan benefits. That's $750 in your first year, guaranteed.
And honestly, that $100 back, I'm putting it towards the zip line.
Now that's how you do summer.
Exactly. Best switch I ever made.
This is just one reason to join T-Mobile this summer. There are 250 reasons. Find yours.
Savings based on the value of benefits included with Experience Beyond, like entertainment and 1 year of AAA Classic and Dash Pass on us. Benefits may require activation. See plan for details. Get $100 via virtual prepaid MasterCard with eligible ported, no cash access, and expires in 6 months. Issued by Sunrise Banks, N.A. member FDIC. Allow 8 weeks. SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
The Pittsburgh sun is shining, bats are cracking, and the 2026 season is here with big expectations for this year's team. BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the Pittsburgh Pirates, is ready to help Bucs Nation experience every moment like never before. With a state-of-the-art app packed with betting options and 24/7 promotions, BetMGM brings the action straight to your fingertips. The season is built on momentum. Every diving catch, every double play, every strikeout, and every towering home run towards the Roberto Clemente Bridge feels bigger in 2026. Whether you're watching from home or inside PNC Park, BetMGM puts you right in the middle of it all. And when it comes to betting the long ball, BetMGM is your go-to spot with top odds on all your favorite home run props. Download the app and sign up today with BetMGM and make the 2026 season legendary. BetMGM.com for T's and C's. 21 plus to wager. PA only. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Point! Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
Oh, I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at Metamucil.com.
That refresh you've been putting off until the right deal came along? It's here! Wayfair's Black Friday and July sale is happening now, so you can finally get the style you've been waiting for less. Get up to 80% off area rugs and up to 60% off outdoor and bedroom furniture. Shop Wayfair's huge selection of styles and find the piece to fit your style, budget, and space. plus free shipping. Black Friday in July ends July 27th. Shop today at Wayfair.com.
Wayfair, every style.
Training camp is back, and Smale Kia is scoring big with the hottest deals of the summer. Right now, kick off the season with 0% APR financing for 60 months on all new 2026 Kia Sorentos and Sportages. Whether you need the spacious 3-row Sorento or the Tech Pack Sportage, Smale Kia has your winning drive. Hurry in. This championship offer ends on July 31st. Visit Smale Kia on Route 30 in Greensburg or shop online at smalekia.com with approved credit. Not all will qualify. See Smale Kia for details. Ends 8/3/26.
Live from the ShorkeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Keeping you up to date, even on the weekend.
Did you hear that?
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, Pittsburgh's hometown sports station.
.93.7 The Fan, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA, and Whammo 107.3, partnering to support Pittsburgh Public School students for the school year by providing stuffed backpacks for the hashtag Pittsburgh for PPS Back to School event presented by Target Freight Management. You can support by purchasing backpacks or dropping off at a location near you. Visit 937thefan.com for details. Brought to you by Rugby Realty and Pittsburgh Regional Transit. Jack Hillgrove with you until 10 o'clock this morning. Sean Myers as well is present. Sean, say hello to the people.
Howdy, people. By the way, did that Whammo mention make you think of Seth Davis?
I'm not even kidding you. Should I tell that story? I'm going to tell that story.
I think he would be happy if you told that story.
Okay, so, and it's public, like if you follow the Whammo Instagram, right? Was it the Pittsburgh Caribbean Fest is where they were yesterday?
I didn't investigate. I probably should have.
I believe that's what it was. So Seth, the MILF hunter, just does a phenomenal job doing a bunch of different stuff for our cluster of radio stations here. You hear Seth on this station as a producer, but what you might not know is that Seth does a bunch of other stuff promotion-wise for the other radio stations, here at Odyssey Pittsburgh. So West Park on the north side, it was the Pittsburgh Caribbean Festival. And you can go to the Whammo Instagram. There's a video up there of two young women dancing provocatively on a stage. It's on the Whammo Instagram story. And there is a video of Seth taking the video. I think for the sake of Seth, we're not going to put it out. It's no context, hilarious. If you weren't aware that Seth is works for our radio stations and does social media, it is literally a video of Seth videoing these people on the stage.
Looks a little
twerking
sketchy
their buns
without
off.
Context,
yeah, looks incredibly sketchy without context. I laughed at that for probably 5-10 minutes yesterday. So funny.
Between that and your fake Joel Nelson.
Noel Jelson was at the Pirate game yesterday. And again, I would love to, but I don't want to out that guy. You know what I mean? He might be a fan of the station or follow me, and I don't want to
fake Joel Nelson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to tweet a picture of him, but he looked exactly like Joel.
No, I legitimately was trying to figure out if it was actually Joel.
You know what? You know who we also saw tailgating yesterday? A young lady that looked exactly like Diana Rossini. Mike Vrabel was nowhere to be found.
Was there any NFL coaches?
No, so it wasn't her. But from a distance, it looked like her. Just a treasure chest of gems yesterday.
Have you ever seen or been, has it been brought to your attention that there's someone out there that looks like you?
So, back in the day, Donnie, the two of the guys that he lived with, in the South Side when Donnie lived down there, so Donnie went to Greensburg, Salem. His two roommates went to North Hills. And I think there was a girl that they went to high school with that dated a guy, and his name was Art. And
that's kind of an older name.
Yeah, and he was probably a couple years older than me, but Art apparently, and then I saw a picture of Art. Because all of my buddy Drew's friends just called me Art. Because I look like this guy that this girl that they knew was dating. And I'll tell you what, I kind of look like Art.
Sometimes the person's blind to it. Everyone says this person looks like you and they can't see it. But there was one time that I saw actually at a bowling alley in Plum, Nesbitt's Lanes. I don't know if you're familiar or not.
Not familiar. It's not my neck of the woods.
There was a picture of someone. I think he might have bowled at Penn Hills, and he looked just like me. It was eerie. I'm like, that's not me because I didn't bowl at Penn Hills, but it looks like me. Did someone like take my picture and superimpose it, which you could probably do pretty easily nowadays? Yeah, it's a weird feeling when you see someone that actually looks just like you.
Yeah, by the end of the show, I'll figure out if I can get a picture of this. Was years ago. See if I can show you art. And I was like, yeah, okay, I see it. 412-928-9370, your number to join the conversation. It's a sticky situation today. I think the storyline going into today is Braxton Ashcraft. And I said this in the last hour, I'll say it again, like, how does Braxton Ashcraft bounce back from 2 bad starts in a row? You know, Braxton Ashcraft was a guy that bounced back from every bad start he's had this season with a really good one. 6 earned to a shutout. 4 earned to 1 earned. 6 earned to 2 earned. 5 earned to 1 earned. And then after 5 earned against Milwaukee, he follows it up with a worse start. So does it snowball? Does it get worse for Ashcraft? Or does he become a guy that bounces back in the right direction today? That is the biggest question that I have entering Sunday. 412-928-9370. Let's check in with Tony in Greensburg. Hey, Tony.
Hey, what's up, Jack?
Nothing much, man.
Hey, tough loss last night. These guys have shown they've been able to battle back all season off a loss like this, so you got to try to steal one off the Cubbies here. Ashcraft definitely needs to get back in a rhythm. You need a big outing out of him today.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would definitely be nice to see. And then this Diamondback series, it's going to be crucial because, with them at 55 and 50 now, if you're not able to, if you get swept or lose 2, you're going to fall decently far back in the wild card standings. So that's going to be a massive series.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Have to steal at least 2 from them. And get these bats going again. Valdez has cooled off a little bit. Definitely, I agree completely with what you said. Got to get Cruz and Horwitz and these guys back in the lineup and keep the offense rolling. And the starting pitching needs to settle in, or we're going to be in serious trouble going down the stretch here.
Yeah, without a doubt, Tony. Thanks for the call, man. Always enjoy talking to you. They need... The best case scenario today is if, obviously, the Pirates win, right? And then the Nats beat the Diamondbacks. Because if that happens today, if the Pirates win and the Nationals beat the Diamondbacks, the Pirates will be 1 back of Arizona in the wild card standings for that final wild card spot going into a series with the Diamondbacks. And if you can somehow take 2 out of 3 against Washington, or I keep saying Washington, Arizona, you go from 1 down to 1 up on them, and then you go from there. But today's crucial. You got to win today to where, even if Arizona wins, it's still what it is. 2 back of the Nationals for that final wild card spot. Because here's what can happen, folks. Pirates can lose. Diamondbacks can win. You're 3 back of Arizona going in to the final, or to that series with the Diamondbacks that starts tomorrow. And if you don't win that series, you're at best 4 games back of a wild card spot entering next weekend. Not ideal. So for as disappointing as these last 2 days have been, last night obviously much more deflating than Friday. You win today, and it still sets you up for the idea of taking 2 out of 3 against the Diamondbacks and being still within striking distance or tied for that final wild card spot in the National League. Let's go to Mike in Uniontown. Hey, Mike.
Hey, good morning, Jack.
You know, I know that the Pirates have been hitting the ball this year, and their offense is in the top 5 or 10. But lately, I'm watching Reynolds and Valdez and O'Hearn and Lau, and these guys are not 2, 3, 4, 5 batters in the lineup anymore. It's the bottom of the lineup that's doing the damage.
Yeah.
These guys, I don't know what they're going through, a slump or what, but I know pitching is the name of the game, and I understand that, and Skeens and all these guys aren't what maybe they're used to be. But my goodness gracious, we didn't score a run last night.
Well, yeah, no, they absolutely didn't score a run last night, and thanks for the call, Mike. But, you know, you knew that they were going to – the offense had to come back down to earth a little bit, right? I mean, we knew that they were going to potentially take a little bit of a dip offensively with the way that things were going, but like I didn't expect it to be what it is. You know, this is a team that before the All-Star break was hitting like 260 as a unit, and the OPS was like what, 750, 760, near the top of baseball. In their first 8 games after the All-Star break, the Pirates as a team are batting .220 with a .622 team OPS. If you were to compare those numbers to like the totality of a Major League Baseball season, a .622 team OPS would be dead last in baseball by a lot. Right now, the Toronto Blue Jays .683 team OPS is dead last in baseball. And the .220 batting average, team batting average, would also be dead last in baseball. Now, granted, overreaction, maybe a little bit. 8 games is not a large sample size, but it is what it is. And what it is the Pirates in 8 games after the All-Star break have put up like worst offense in baseball numbers. They are out to a slow start offensively since they've come back from the break, which is why you combine those facts with what I think is a fact, that Mason Miller and trading for him is completely unrealistic, which is why I don't believe there is a move the Pirates could make at the trade deadline that is as impactful or more impactful than getting Cruz and Horwitz back healthy and ready to roll. And you could probably lump Endy Rodriguez into that discussion as well. 412-928-9370. If you agree or disagree with that, call the number. Let's have a discussion. We'll take your phone calls on the other side of the break, and coming up at the top of the hour, it's the Sunday Same Game Parlay. We're taking you up until 10. That's when FanDuel's More Ways to Win with Pony takes over. That goes until noon. North Shore Tavern leadoff show at noon. Pirates Insider show with Mackey at 12:35. First pitch, Bucks, Cubs, 1:35. Ashcraft against Tyone. Taking you up until 10. And the number again, 412-928-9370. That's the number to join the conversation. Jack Hillgrove on Sports Radio 93.7. The Fan will be back in a couple of minutes.
Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
The Pirates fell 11-0 at home on Saturday against the Chicago Cubs. Shota Imanaga earned the victory. He continued his dominance against Pittsburgh, going 6 scoreless, allowing just 4 hits. Paul Skeens was pretty good, but he was saddled with the loss. He tied a career high with 11 strikeouts, but did permit 5 earned runs on 6 hits in 5 1/3. PCA, 4 for 5, a homer, 3 RBIs, 3 runs scored for the Cubbies. Pirates and Cubs conclude the series today at 1:35. Braxton Ashcraft gets the ball for Pittsburgh. Jameson Tyone, a former Pirate, opposes for Chicago. Coverage on 93.7 The Fan starts at noon. That's presented by Keystone Custom Apparel. Headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more, 937thefan.com.
Big savings are waiting at Southwest Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Drive home a 2026 Ram 1500 Bighorn starting at $399 a month for 39 months, or save up to 20% off MSRP on select models. Visit southhillschryslerjeep.net for more details.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run, because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account. When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything. Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Text us on the Edgar Snyder and Associates text line at 412-928-9370. Edgar Snyder and Associates reminds you to text responsibly. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, built by Window Nation, home of the buy two, get two free offer.
More than 200 members of Congress are standing up for AM radio listeners. The AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act will keep AM radio in cars, because when cell and internet services are down, this free service could be your only lifeline. Text AM to 39179. Tell Congress to pass this critical legislation now.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
84 Lumber has partnered with Anderson Windows and Doors to bring a brand new showroom to Mount Lebanon. From homeowners to industry pros, everyone can see, touch, and interact with various series of Anderson windows and a wide variety of doors to make the most informed decision for their build. 84 Lumber experts are on site to demonstrate product features, answer your questions, and even schedule a visit to the job site for measuring and installation. Your budget matters, and flexible financing options are available. Call today to schedule a personal consultation at 570-507-8015. BetMGM Sportsbook is giving you the chance to win a prize every day during baseball season. Step into the batter's box for BetMGM's Swing for the Fences free-to-play game. Log in every day for your chance to win. Pick an area of the strike zone and take your swing. If you get a hit, you'll receive a prize. Smash a home run to collect a bonus bet. Just log into your BetMGM Sportsbook account and visit your promotion section to access the Swing for the Fences free-to-play game. Swing for the Fences every day with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. BetMGM.com for T's and C's. 21 plus to wager. Pennsylvania only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets expire in 7 days. Additional terms and restrictions may apply.
93.7 The Fan is cleared by aquickdrain.com. Live in local sports news on the weekends? Imagine that. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, Pittsburgh's hometown sports station.
Well, we've got some breaking Pirate news this morning that looks like it was confirmed. First round pick, 5th overall selection, Derek Curiel, signed by the Pittsburgh Pirates. I didn't think anybody thought that it was in doubt, but it was finally done, made official. Jim Callis on it first. Colin Beasley, our guy, confirmed it with his one of his sources this morning. $6.2 million was the signing bonus. Slot value at $8.336 million. So a little over $2 million under slot value is what they were able to sign for Derek Curiel. But they went above slot value, the Pirates did, on their next 4 selections. So it kind of all evens out as far as the bonus pool money. But Derek Curiel signed, good to go, ready to roll to begin his minor league career with the Pirates. Guy that could potentially be fast-tracked? I don't know. The last guy that they drafted at LSU was not in the minor leagues for a really long time. But that's just the nature of drafting guys out of college versus drafting them out of high school. You know, a couple of years in the SEC does a nice job substituting for high A, low A, high A, a lot of double A baseball. Now, Connor Griffin, very much the exception there. But like Murph Gray, for example, right? He's only played in 80 minor league games. Murph Gray, I would probably bet on Murph Gray to be a Pirate in 2027 if they play baseball. Murph Gray played at Fresno State. He's got college baseball experience. Termarr Johnson, drafted out of high school, taken longer than they'd expect, needed 2, 3, now 4 years of minor league baseball before having a chance to really come up and play. And I don't think Termarr Johnson's going to be a guy that makes his major league debut this year. I mean, maybe during September, but like the way this team's going, they need pitching to call up to fill those 2 extra roster spots for September call-ups. Remember when you were able to call up 40 guys?
Yeah, and it got kind of ridiculous because you would have so many guys in the bullpen, and back then you didn't have the 3-batter minimum, that you could, I mean, realistically, you could throw like 6 or 8 relievers every single game if you wanted to.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Have you heard the proposal, by the way, about the draft only being for, I think you'd have to be like 2 years into your college career, no longer high school players are available?
And then I remember Alex Stumpf had the best quote tweet about that proposal. It was, imagine looking at Connor Griffin and saying that he's not ready to be a Major League Baseball player. Now, that's one example, but that does happen.
I will say that Major League Baseball, it is confusing with the draft, right? You have to really get in the weeds to understand how it works. And you talked about their first-round pick under slot, so then you do that so that you could maybe convince a high school player or two to come.
That's exactly what happened with
college.
That's what happened with Bubba Chandler.
Lonnie White as well. But there's also a completely separate, it's not even a draft, it's a pool for international players.
Correct.
And that's where, did the Pirates send international money to get the reliever?
Yes.
So now they have less money to spend on, let's say, players from, Dominican or Venezuela.
Where they got Aaron
else.
Florentino.
Yeah, where else
the Dodgers got O'Neal Cruz before trading him. Yeah.
And I think that there's maybe an idea that they would try to streamline some of this stuff and put it all together. I don't know what's going to happen. It does seem weird that they would want to do away with drafting high school players, though. Because
those
really guys, I mean, Seth Hernandez, drafted out of high school. I believe last year's first overall pick, Eli Willits from Washington was a high school player. Now, this year's first round pick was a college player, but I don't understand why you would want to take away teams' abilities to bring in some of the very best players in the country who really probably are better off starting their pro career as opposed to having to go through the song and dance of being forced to go to college like we see in the NBA. You have to go for a year, whereas I think it worked out okay for guys like LeBron and Kobe Bryant and Kevin Garnett and Dwight Howard and all that. I just don't know why you would need to change the draft to take away teams' abilities to bring in the high school guys.
So since let's count them, since 2000.
Are you going high school players drafted? Yeah. Correa was 1.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Bryce Harper was
6,
1.
7.
Eli Willits.
8, 9, 10, 11. Since 2000, there have been 11 high school players drafted with the number 1
so about 50,
overall
50.
selection. Yeah, about 50-50. The college bats take a little bit more, or the college players become a little bit more common than not. But like, all right, let's go through them. Like
I got 3 of them, right?
Adrian Gonzalez was a high school guy in 2000, all-star. If you go back to 99, Josh Hamilton was the number 1 overall pick. He was taken out of high school, all-star. Justin
Ironically,
Upton,
both of those guys didn't really hit until they were traded, though.
Yeah, but Justin Upton, 05, all-star. Brady Aiken.
Yeah, he did not pan out. Correa's on there, though.
Mickey Moniak.
He's finally starting to hit now in Colorado.
Yeah. Royce Lewis.
Always injured with the Twins.
And then most recently, it was Eli Willits.
To be determined with him.
412.
But Harper was one of those guys, right? First overall out of high school.
No.
What?
The College of Southern Nevada.
Really?
According to Wikipedia.
How old was he?
Harper dropped out of high school after completing his sophomore year and earned his GED in October of 2009, reclassifying and making him eligible for the Major League Baseball draft in June 2010. For the 2010 college season, 17-year-old Harper enrolled at the College of Southern Nevada in the Scenic West Athletic Conference in the National Junior College Athletic Association, where he caught. And he hit 31 home runs in 66 games, hitting .443 with a .987 slug.
But he was drafted as an 18-year-old.
Yes.
Is that correct?
But
All right. So it's kind of
player.
he was with the Nationals when he was 19.
Yeah.
So obviously, whether that's a kind of a workaround or not, he was, for all intents and purposes, that drafting a guy like him would not be allowed under this proposal.
Yeah, which is ridiculous. Stupid. 412-928-9370. Let's go to Chris, who's on the fan. Hey, Chris.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good, man.
Yeah, we can all agree that the Pirates have been a shell of themselves since the All-Star break. I feel like there's a few trades that we could explore. And so Luke Weaver from the Mets, I know he's coming up on being a free agent next year. That would help us tremendously. Luis Arraez from the Giants, and possibly Dalton Varsho from the Blue Jays. What would you guys think of that?
So Arraez, I don't know how he fits because, maybe a DH, but you've got, and he's been great this year. He's hitting 330, but right. I don't really think the Pirates.
Ozuna at this point.
Yeah, no, and I get it, but for what a guy hitting, even though he's a rental, he's hitting 330. That would still cost you guys that I would much rather, part ways with to get bullpen help, especially bullpen help that could be here into next year as well. So I just don't know how realistic that is. But as far as Luke Weaver goes, I'm all on board for that because I think that's realistic, and that's a guy that I think the Pirates would be interested in because, think about how they wanted this bullpen to look at the beginning of the year with Soto and Santana. Flexibility, those guys being interchangeable in the ninth inning. Even though those guys didn't pan out, Chris, they still like guys that can pitch in the eighth and pitch in the ninth inning. Luke Weaver can do that. Obviously, the only difference between Luke Weaver and the aforementioned Santana and Soto, Luke Weaver's been a hell of a lot better than those guys were with Pittsburgh. So I think they're interested because he can pitch in the seventh, eighth, ninth inning, and obviously he just makes the bullpen a hell of a lot better.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
All right, man. Thanks for the call, man. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Fan Weather brought to you by Secure Money Advisors. Looking to retire soon? Let Secure Money Advisors get your retirement on track. Mix of sun and clouds. High of Heath Miller, 83 today. Potentially a chance of storms as well. Let's look at the up-to-date, most recent Apple weather hour by hour. I think we're chilling for if you're going to the game today.
Chilling meaning in a good way.
In a good way, yeah.
You're not freezing.
No.
Game. By the way, would you give up Florentino for Weaver 1-for-1?
Yeah.
I would guess. This is complete speculation that's probably going to be ballpark of what you would pay.
I would because he's here next year. He's under contract in 2027 for a contract that I think the Pirates would be okay paying. It's $11 million. They gave Aroldis Chapman $10 million a couple years ago. And Marcell Ozuna's $12 million is going to come off the books. Gregory Soto's $8 million is probably going to come off the books. That's a contract that they'll be okay with having. And I've said this before, and I don't know how well it sits with a lot of people out there because Edward Florentino is a top 30 prospect in baseball. And Mark in Fort Lauderdale, who watches a lot of these guys play at the minor league level, Mark in Fort Lauderdale says Florentino reminds him of Al Oliver. That's a pretty awesome comp to make. But if you're going to Seth Hernandez completely off limits. If you were to ask me who would I rather part ways with, Murph Gray or Florentino, I'm sorry, but I'd rather trade Florentino than Murph Gray for a couple of reasons. Number one, Murph Gray's first 80-plus minor league games. You put his numbers side by side with Connor Griffin's first 80-plus minor league games. The numbers are like identical. And number two, let's think about the immediate future of both the positions that Florentino and Murph Gray play. As Marilyn Valdez has emerged in right field, Brian Reynolds is going to be here. O'Neal Cruz is going to be here. Jake Mangum is going to be here. Yeah, if Florentino blossoms into the player that a lot of people think he can be, he'll play every day at the major league level. But the Pirates have other options in that outfield. Power hitting options in that outfield. Young power hitting options in that outfield. Murph Gray could be the starting third baseman for this team this time next year if they're playing baseball. Logically, if you don't bring back Brandon Lau, Nick Gonzalez becomes the second baseman. You move him back to his natural position. And then what happens at third base? Do they try to replace Brandon Lau's power with a power-hitting third baseman? In theory, that makes sense on the open market, but do yourself a favor, go to SpotTrack.com and look at unrestricted free agents at third base next year. There aren't many good ones. Ones that I would feel comfortable spending money on. Jared Triolo.
160 games of the big tree.
Jacob Gonzalez will have a chance to compete for that spot, but I think he's better served as the utility infielder that can play all over the place. Murph Gray might be the guy. Might be your power-hitting third baseman, a guy they really haven't had in that spot since Pedro Alvarez. There is a quicker avenue to being a very good Major League Baseball player and fitting in right away for Murph Gray than Edward Florentino, which is why I'm okay with getting rid of Florentino before I'm okay with getting rid of Murph Gray. Tony and Crafton, always a pleasure to talk to Tony. What's up, man?
All right, number one caller, first one of all time.
First one of all time. There he is.
First of all, we got 4 out of 5 on the 5-leg parlay last one.
I know.
Brian Reynolds last time.
I know.
Okay. Second of all, I'm tired of all you people talking about us picking up Weaver from the Mets.
Okay.
That guy makes $11 million. They didn't want to pay Bednar $9 million last year. They've got this philosophy in their head that they can find a closer because basically it's for what, like the last maybe 10 to 15 years, they find Hanahan, grilled cheese.
No, Tony, I get the line of thinking. I totally do. But because, we have to talk about budgets with this ownership a hell of a lot more than some other fan bases do. And that sucks, but that's the nature of the beast. But think about it. They gave
to pick up Weaver making $11 million.
But they gave Chapman
paid Bednar $9.
They gave Chapman $10 million a couple of years ago. They're giving Gregory Soto $8 million right now, and Gregory Soto's $8 million and Marcell Ozuna's $12 million are going to be off the books next year. They've got money to pay Luke Weaver $1 million.
I agree. But their thinking is, like I said, over the years, they've found a guy out of nowhere, pulled a needle out of the haystack, and they think they can do it again. And until they got that philosophy, we're going to keep having bums be closers, and we're going to keep losing.
Tony, I always appreciate talking to you. I just disagree. I mean, they gave Gregory Soto $8 million. They gave Aroldis Chapman $10 million. They'll pay relievers decent money. I think they'd be totally okay with taking on $11 million for Luke Weaver next year. All right, Sunday same game parlay when we come back. We went 4 for 5 last week. Donnie tailed it last week. Donnie and I were texting back and forth as it was unfolding. And, of course, the guy that was arguably the best hitter in baseball in the month of June, and Brian Reynolds, is the reason why we went zilch last week.
I told you I felt good about 4 parts of it. Was the Reynolds one the part that I was a little nervous about?
I have to go back and look at it. I don't think it was. I had a good one last night, too. I mean, it wasn't great. Paul Skeens 7+ strikeouts cashed almost immediately, but I bet on a Valdez home run and them to win, and obviously that didn't happen.
Maybe it was the Cantillo over that I was nervous about. I don't know.
I think it was the Cantillo over.
Well, you're getting closer.
All right.
It's a step in the right direction.
We'll slap it together during the commercial break. I'm open and always open to suggestions for legs of the same game parlay for those in the YouTube chat. So feel free to throw one in there, and we'll include it. That's coming up next on a Sunday morning. I'm Jack Hillgrove on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
HD1 Pittsburgh, an Odyssey sports station. Live from the Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Always live and free on the Odyssey app. Your hometown building partner since 1956, 84 Lumber. Visit 84lumber.com.
Dick's House of Sport is excited to join the community, Greensburg, and invite you to our grand opening house party August 7th through August 9th at the Westmoreland Mall. Get ready for can't-miss appearances, giveaways, and more all weekend long. We're more than a store, featuring a rock wall, hit tracks multi-sport cage, golf hitting bays, and a collector's clubhouse. Plus, shop the best brands and over 2,000 shoe styles, all in one place. Discover Dick's House of Sport at the Westmoreland Mall, August 7th through August 9th.
Summertime, and it's time to play on the BetParx online casino and sportsbook app. New casino users get up to $500 casino bonus back, plus 500 bonus spins on the hot soccer-themed game. BetParx Goal, 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 collect them.
Must be 21 in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Michigan, or Maryland. New users only. See BetParx.com for T's and C's. Casino bonus must be wagered. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Last year, I had back pain radiating down my right leg. The pain was so bad I was willing to cut my leg off to stop the pain. I could barely walk and had to stoop over when I did just to take pressure off the spine. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. In my professional career, I've represented thousands of people who've had herniated discs and issues with their neck and back, but never fully appreciated what they were going through until it was my turn. It's like trying to describe colors to a blind person who's never had sight. All I can tell you is it hurt like hell, but worse. My daily walk was gone, and that bothered me a great deal. Then I thought of all of you and how much more devastating this type of injury could be for you. My life stopped. I now feel your pain. Just know at Morgan & Morgan, we got your back. I understand. Morgan means more.
Morgan & Morgan, 603 Stanwyck Street, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania lawyer will handle Pennsylvania cases. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
On your job site, downtime isn't just an inconvenience, it's a deal breaker. You need equipment that works as hard as you do and a partner who has your back. Experience the new Case difference at Case Power and Equipment of Pennsylvania. Proudly named the 2025 Case Dealer of the Year. Whether you are looking for the latest iron or need expert service to keep your fleet in the dirt, their pros are ready. With thousands of parts in stock, they're here to ensure you're always running at peak efficiency. Case Power and Equipment of Pennsylvania. Because with Case Construction, together, we won't back down.
I scream. You scream. We all scream. Because Wendy's famous small classic Frosty is just $1 for a limited time. More screaming, happy screaming, summer screaming, dollar small classic Frosty screaming! But please don't scream in the drive-thru. It hurts the employees' ears. Get a $1 small classic Frosty for a limited time, only at Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. A la carte only, not valid for delivery. Limit 10 per transaction. Price may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
This is Sean Myers with your fan headlines. The Pirates in need of a bounce back after they lost 11-0 against the Chicago Cubs at PNC Park last night. Shota Imanaga dominated the Buccos again. He got the victory, 6 strong innings. Paul Skeens tied a career high with 11 Ks, but he took the loss, giving up 5 runs on 6 hits over 5 1/3. Pirates and Cubbies run it back today. Pittsburgh now 53-52. 135 the first pitch. It'll be thrown by Braxton Ashcraft. Former Pirate Jameson Taillon opposes for the Cubs. Coverage on 93.7 The Fan. That begins at noon with the North Shore Tavern leadoff show. Headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more, 937thefan.com.
We're here so you don't miss a thing.
I'm turning it up.
Live and local on the weekends. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Pittsburgh's hometown sports station.
Sean, how about your favorite NFL squad's head coach?
Shanny. Banged up. How about it was like completely under wraps for almost 2 weeks?
Yeah. Broken nose, 3 ribs, his hand, needed more than 40 stitches in his face, and suffered a severe concussion. And it happened on July 14th. His SUV collided with an SUV near his house. I swear to God, I feel like anybody I've ever talked to that like has been in a car accident, they always say like it's always near you. It's never like far away.
Right. Yeah, there's statistics like 1 mile of your house is way more likely than...
Which is so odd.
I will say, I feel like if I get in a wreck within 1 mile of my house, it's probably at a lower speed, right? Like you don't want to be like...
But like somebody
on the turnpike going 80.
But somebody like me, like my parents live right off Route 51. No, there's a lot of, 40, 50 mile an hour situations within a mile of where I grew up.
Yeah. I would take my chances with a wreck within a mile of my house. So again, the alternative of being on the parkway or the turnpike, which is just terrifying. Not that, 35 or 40 miles an hour isn't fast for a wreck, but when you double those speeds, it's probably going to be a heck of a lot worse.
Yeah. No, but I just saw, I guess, John Lynch spoke to the media, I guess today or yesterday, does not think his injuries will prevent him from coaching in the opener.
But he's really
Melbourne.
struggling with the post-concussion symptoms. That's
if it's like
issue.
a severe concussion, I mean, it's like I
probably can't be around a lot of light even.
No, I had a buddy in high school, I think it was actually when he was in middle school, that played hockey, that had a couple of them and like had to be in a dark room like for 2 weeks. So if that's the kind of stuff he's got to deal with, I mean, that's terrible. So hopefully Kyle Shanahan gets back on the upswing here sooner rather than later. And again, to some other news, Jim Callis reported it yesterday.
Second best Callis when it comes to baseball insight.
I don't even know if we can joke about that because Jim Callis has been doing it for a long time. Jim Callis last night reporting that the Pirates signed their 5th overall selection, Derek Curiel, for $6.2 million. $2.1 million under slot value. Colin Beasley confirming this morning, and they have an article at post-gazette.com that did take place. So Derek Curiel, 5th overall selection, the outfielder from LSU, signed and now an official member of the Pirates organization. So we'll wait the official announcement from the squad probably today.
I thought I saw, maybe you can dive in. I thought Mackey last night said that they were going to be doing something around 9:30 this morning in regards to this signing.
Let's look at what the Pirates Insider tweeted yesterday. Yeah, actually, he quote tweeted Jim Callis last night. Pirates will talk about the Curiel signing at 9:30 today. So that's coming up in 20 minutes. 412-928-9370. All right, without further ado, the Sunday same game parlay, July 26, 2026. We went 4 for 5 last week. And Brian Reynolds going 0 for 5 and striking out 4 times is what prevented us from cashing. That sucked. Oh well. We live to fight another day. Here's the one for today. Sean, are you ready?
I am ready.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how ready are you?
Do we still do music beds? Is that still a thing here?
I mean, I'll kind of vibe with a music bed if you want to put one on there. Okay.
It's just always NFL Films picks. That's the go-to for everything.
All right, leg number 1. Donnie was texting me a couple of suggestions and said that Ian Happ and who else did he say? Happ and PCA hits feel inevitable. They do, but this is all Pirate related today. I think they bounce back. But before I get into why I think they'll bounce back and that being reflected in the SGP this morning, Friday, no runs in the first inning. Saturday, no runs in the first inning. Sunday. No runs in the first inning. Under 0.5 runs in the first inning today is leg number 1. So we're going to find out real quick if we're cooked or if we're in play. Leg number 2. The biggest question I had going into today. Is it time to start worrying about Braxton Ashcraft? And a third bad start today, I think, would spark that conversation on the regular daytime shows tomorrow. I think Ashcraft bounces back. 1-1 with a 2.42 ERA in 5 appearances against the Cubs. 2 starts this year. 2 starts last year, and a relief appearance also in 2025. In 22 1/3 innings, Ashcraft has struck out 24 and has only allowed 6 earned runs. One of those 6 earned runs, or half of those 6 earned runs, I should say, was 3 of them in a start last year. In his 2 starts against the Cubs this year, 5 innings, 1 run, 6 1/3, 1 run. Strikeout totals are 9 and 5. So I think Ashcraft gets to 6+ Ks today. That's leg number 2. Leg number 3. Offense has to explode at some point. I don't think they're going to continue this lackluster stretch post-break often. And Jameson Taillon against the Pirates, 4-2, with an ERA north of 4.50. 4.58 ERA against the Pirates in his non-Bucco playing career. And the Pirates scored 4 against Taillon back in May and 6 in April. So I think the Pirates score at least 5 runs today. Pirates over 4.5 runs. Leg number 3. Leg number 4, righty on the mound, so Brandon Lau will probably be back in the lineup. I think Brandon Lau is going to record a hit today. I think, what was it last week? Brian Reynolds RBI, or did we have a Brian Reynolds hit last week?
I can look this up in the great show notes that I put together. Bear with me.
Okay. I think it was RBI. I thought we got a little bit aggressive with Reynolds.
Nope, just a hit.
Okay. I have bet on Brandon Lau to record a hit before in the Sunday same game parlay, and it's not worked out. I have
like
faith
he's
today.
due for you.
Yeah, I
then.
think he's due. So Brandon Lau to record a hit is leg number 4. And again, the biggest question I have about this team today, the biggest storyline is, can Braxton Ashcraft bounce back from 2 bad starts in a row? Never had to do it. Always bounced back from a single bad start with a good one. He followed a bad start with a worse start. I think he bounces back today. Not only do I think he bounces back today, I think the Pirates score runs and they win by more than 1.5. Salvage the series. 5-3, 6-3, 6-4, something in that ballpark.
How about 11-0?
That'd be nice.
Return the favor.
That would cover leg 5, which would be Pirates minus 1.5 on the run line. That's leg number 5. Pirates and Cubs Sunday same game parlay. Leg 1, first inning under 0.5 runs. Leg 2, Braxton Ashcraft 6+ strikeouts. Leg 3, Pirates over 4.5 total runs. Leg 4, Brandon Lau to record a hit. Leg 5, Pirates minus 1.5. Can we just hit 1? I mean, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here because I don't know how many Sundays we're going to have during football season because the Steelers pregame show from the casino takes precedence there.
Who do you think that show's going to be? Donnie, Cabali, who's the third? Who's the third man?
Well, it was Jeff after Jason went back to just Pirates.
You think it'll be Jeff again?
I mean, I don't know. I would like to do it.
Put your name in the hat.
This is me putting my name in the hat.
Do you think you could?
I don't know if I could.
You think you could throw out a Pirates same game parlay while you're doing that shit?
That'd be pretty funny. I don't know if I could handle 3 hours of radio with Caboli.
I don't think anybody can, though.
But like, if I'm obviously Jeff, much more qualified to do it than I am. But Jeff's got.
He's a busy man, though.
Yeah,
it's tough.
I mean, Jeff's got to cover the game and does a tremendous job covering the games. If I'm Jeff, I would be like, yeah, let me roll into the press box a few hours early, sit down, eat. I mean, like when Jeff would do Steelers pregame last year, 20 minutes to kick off, having to scarf down food and go sit down and get ready to roll. I mean,
he
that's a lot
also
for him.
sometimes does those call-ins on like the national shows that get like the live hits.
Yes.
He's a very busy man. Some would say the hardest working man in Pittsburgh sports media.
I would absolutely say he's the hardest working man in Pittsburgh sports media.
Now, and you definitely were one of those guys that would meet up with Donnie beforehand and tailgate, correct?
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I get down there and park and I tailgate. I mean, obviously, I'm there working the games, too, so I'll show up.
Did you see
with a couple of Red Bull?
Less of Donnie since he started doing this show, though?
No.
It's taken away from his tailgating, or
No,
he's still able to?
I usually get down there around 8 o'clock, hang out with my buddies for a couple of hours and go in.
8 o'clock for a night game, referring to?
No, like a 1 o'clock kickoff. And then Donnie is there until about 9:30, and then he heads over to the casino and does his duties, and that's that.
Keeps it professional.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I wonder, I'll probably be doing a lot of those shows again.
Yeah,
I mean,
we'll
I
wait
won't
and see.
be on the show, but I'll be producing it.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's ironed out yet, but if Jeff doesn't want to do it because he's already too busy on Sundays, this is me throwing my hat in the ring.
That's the best way to get something done. Yeah, just say on the air you want to do it over and over again until someone finally gives in.
We'll look into that. 412-928-9370.
He'll have you on the schedule way in advance.
To join the conversation. We'll get back into the Bucko calls when we get back. Agree or disagree on the same game parlay? Does Braxton Ashcraft bounce back from 2 bad starts? And are you out? Did the last 2 days take you out of this team, or do you still remain optimistic? Because I still remain optimistic. They win today. The Diamondbacks lose to the Nationals. You're 1 game back, going into 3 with the Diamondbacks. Sweep them Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. For as disheartening as last night was, I'm not out on this team. 412-928-9370. And your realistic moves that this team could make at the deadline. What are you comfortable giving up? Who do you want? What do you think's realistic? What do you think's pie in the sky? I want to hear from you at 412-928-9370. We're with you until 10. I'm Jack Hillgrove on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
Sean Myers bringing you fan headlines. The Pirates in need of a bounce back after they were blown out by the Chicago Cubs 11-0 on Saturday. The Cubbies taking the first 2 games of the series at PNC Park. Paul Skeens suffered the loss, 5 1/3, 6 hits, 5 earned runs, and 11 strikeouts. Pirates and Cubs conclude the series today at 1:35. Our coverage, however, on 93.7 The Fan and on the free Odyssey app, that begins at noon and is presented by Keystone Custom Apparel. Headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more, visit 937thefan.com.
Have you noticed that every service company these days is owned by some giant corporation with zero personality and no personal touch? Yeah, no thanks. Gherkin Roofing is still family-owned, truly local, and when you call, a human answers. One with a pulse and probably a Pittsburgh accent. They do roofing, siding, gutters, and win awards year after year for their customer service. So if you want a contractor that picks up the phone, shows up, and treats you like a neighbor, because they are one, call The Pickle. Gherkin Roofing, always local and friendly, 724-515-5551.
At Citizens, we know the world has gotten smarter since you started banking. Rings track your sleep, taxis don't need drivers, refrigerators have Wi-Fi. So why hasn't the way you bank kept up? Maybe it's time to upgrade to Citizens, so you stay ready all the time. With our enhanced mobile app, you can track your credit score and talk to our chat assistant, Sizzy. Make sense of your money with Citizens. Learn more at citizensbank.com/made-ready. Member FDIC.
This summer, the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich and Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite are back at Chick-fil-A.
Girl, it's back. We've been waiting. I love that honey pepper pimento sandwich.
And that pineapple dragon fruit and Sprite is everything. It's got that razzle-dazzle that makes you stop and say, okay, wait a minute.
I love the creaminess of the pimento cheese. It's savory, it's bold, it's flavorful.
Our faves are back.
Which fan favorite will you choose? Real customers paid for their testimonials.
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone. where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. Get a free oil filter and more during the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone, now through July 27th.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Summertime means outdoor gatherings, neighborhood fun, and the summer of savings at Spitzer Toyota. Lease a new 2026 Toyota Corolla LE for $198 per month. Plus, get our lifetime warranty, complimentary maintenance, and Spitzer VIP points.
Whack more. Spend less at Spitzer Toyota Monroeville.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
TSRP 27494 VIN TP 288304 front-wheel drive model 1852 5K due at signing 36 months. Approved credit through TMS plus title tax license registration 490 doc fee 0 security deposit 10K miles per year ends 8/3/2026.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. Get a free oil filter and more during the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone, now through July 27th.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hey, it's Brew. Between my radio show, filming content, editing videos, and trying to stay connected with family, reliable Wi-Fi isn't really optional anymore. I just need it to work. That's why I like that with Xfinity, you get the most reliable, fiber-powered Wi-Fi with the best equipment at one price for 5 years, guaranteed. No contracts or commitments. Plus, Xfinity makes getting connected simple with same-day Wi-Fi so you can get online in minutes. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber or coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Live from the ShorkeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. We're talking all things Pittsburgh sports all weekend.
You're doing it all weekend, too?
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, Pittsburgh's hometown sports station.
Fan Twitter brought to you by South Hills Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 19 in Peters Township, and the text line brought to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates, personal injury law firm, where they always say there's never a fee unless we get money for you. Jack Hillgrove with you until 10 o'clock, so about another half hour or so to get your Pirate take off. 412-928-9370, the number to join the conversation. Sunday same game parlay, if you missed it, Pirates and Cubs. First inning under 0.5 runs. Braxton Ashcraft 6+ strikeouts. Pirates over 4.5 total team runs. Brandon Lauder record a hit, and the Pirates minus 1.5 on the run line. That's the Sunday same game parlay.
The only one that I'm a little leery about is the first inning. I think the Pirates win this game convincingly. Part of me wonders, might they get a couple runs in the first? But maybe they'll wait till like the second or third.
Yeah, I mean,
to use solid.
The Cubs won last night convincingly, and nobody scored until the fifth inning.
Yeah, that's true. Slow start then.
Yeah, I think they bounce back today. I don't really have much of a prediction for the Nationals and Diamondbacks series finale at 135. I mean, it would make sense to root for the Nats because
But they're not that far back either, right?
No, but if the Pirates win and the Diamondbacks lose, then the Pirates are one game back of that final wild card playoff spot going into a series against the Diamondbacks. And if that happens, Washington will also be 54 and 52. So Washington will also be one back of the Diamondbacks along with the Pirates. But the Pirates have the direct opportunity to make up some ground, like significant ground, because if they're one back of Arizona going into tomorrow and they take 2 or 3, they go from being 1 back to 1 up, and you just go from there.
I think the first 2 wild card spots are going to the Cubs and then either the Phillies or the Braves, right? It feels like those teams.
Yeah, what's the situation with the Phillies and the Braves?
Well, currently
in the NL
Phillies
East?
in the wild card because Atlanta leads that division.
Yeah, but they're 5.5 up on the Phillies. I have a hard time believing the Phillies come back and win that division. I mean, that's a lot.
They've been the better team after their managerial change.
Sure, they absolutely have, but 5.5 games is a lot, and the Braves, I think the Braves...
Either way, the Phillies are making the playoffs.
I think the Braves might get Scooble.
Maybe. I mean, I've even heard that Tampa could get him, which would be kind of crazy. But the Cubs are going to make the playoffs as well. So I think you could pencil those 2 teams in, meaning there's 1 spot remaining for the wild card in all likelihood. And now Pittsburgh's competing with Arizona, with the Cardinals, with the Nats, with the Padres, which is kind of crazy that everyone's been talking about them as sellers.
And I've said this before on the radio, and I'll say it again. If I was a Padres fan and I was hearing not just the Pittsburgh media, but like national media say that Mason Miller's available at the deadline.
And maybe Manny Machado or Xander Bogaerts.
Irate. And I know that they're not very good this year, especially into Padres standards, but like Mason Miller's the best closer in baseball. The games are automatically 8.5 innings when he's on your team, and he's under control for 3 more years. I would be
and you
beyond
just paid
irate.
a king's ransom to get him a year ago.
I'd be beyond irate if I was a Padres fan and being talked about as Mason Miller being traded.
Their GM, Preller, he loves to do all sorts of crazy trades. Sometimes he gives up so much in prospects and he doesn't think twice about it.
No.
He's a risk taker of the highest degree, and sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. I will say, if the report is that they want one of those big contracts tied to Miller, that takes a lot of teams out of the running to acquire him.
I mean, they traded Leo DeVries to the A's for Mason Miller. Leo DeVries is the number 2 prospect in baseball. That's crazy. Sean, I didn't realize your Mariners have 2 top 10 prospects in all of baseball. Congratulations on all your success. Cade Anderson.
Out of LSU, yeah.
He's in Double A.
First off, Colt Emerson just graduated. He was actually their highest rated prospect. He has just graduated because he's been up long enough, so they got the 2 pitchers. Anderson, look at his minor league numbers. If you think Seth Hernandez has been good in the minors.
Which one, Anderson or Sloan?
Cade Anderson. His ERA is just over 1.
That's pretty good. 9-1 with a $1.27.
He threw 5 scoreless on Friday, and Sloan threw 5 scoreless last night.
Congratulations. That's kind of cool. It's exciting.
Yeah, you know what's the crazy part? They have 6 guys in their rotation, and they can't figure out what to do. They're going to have to try to move one of them. And then they've got these 2 guys knocking on the door. And Anderson right now is the best player in all of minor league baseball.
Yeah.
And he has been overdue to come up to the majors. They don't have a spot for him.
You know who else might end up with Scooble? And this is going to piss me off beyond belief, but like if I'm Detroit, I'm doing business with the Dodgers. I mean, dude, they have Jose DePaula is the number 4 prospect in baseball.
They always have prospects
I don't get it.
Crazy,
I don't get it. They have the number 4 prospect in baseball, the number 11 prospect in baseball, the number 19 prospect in baseball, 24 and 25. I mean, if I'm the Dodgers, I am parting ways with 3 of them to get Scooble. I mean, you could trade, are one of these guys a pitcher?
Do you think Milwaukee...
No, I mean, it's a lot of outfielders. Outfielder, shortstop, outfielder. Their number 1 pitching prospect is the 67th prospect in all of baseball. So they have 5 in the top 25, 7 in the top 70, and 9 in the top 100.
Could you see Milwaukee taking a swing for him and channeling their CC Sabathia of 15 plus years ago acquisition?
I mean, they've got the number 1 prospect in baseball.
I don't think they would give up. I don't think they give up Made to get a couple months of Scooble.
I mean, like if I'm the Tigers, that's where I start.
Man, because Milwaukee can't sign a guy like that.
That's a good point.
And Tampa can't sign a guy like that. Now, certainly the Dodgers could. Obviously, the Yankees could. It's interesting, too, with Detroit because they're not completely dead to rights. But you get the feeling that they're probably far enough back that they don't want to lose him for nothing.
Cooper Pratt's their shortstop.
Who's in Milwaukee?
Yeah,
they
and
already signed him, too. So he's under control, I think, for 8 years now.
And what's Bryce Terang's contract situation?
Well, they got him at second.
Right, but like I mean, I would assume Mate could probably place or Cooper. Like if you wanted to like move some things around.
Yeah.
Terang is under control till 29. Maybe they feel good enough about Pratt and Terang being their middle infield for the next several years, and maybe they do trade Mate for
If
Skubal.
they get Skubal, and you got Miz and Skubal, are they actually the favorite in all of baseball to win the World Series this year?
Is their bullpen still really good?
You might not mean, well...
Because they had like a top 5 bullpen in baseball when we were...
I was going to say,
really
with those
checking.
two, you might not need much of a bullpen in
but
the
I mean,
playoffs.
no, they still have the 3rd best bullpen ERA in baseball. Yeah, they're probably the front runner.
Might be worth it, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you would think for the next decade we gave this guy away, but if you win the World Series this year, it's all right.
Yeah, well, what I think could potentially happen, because the Dodgers have the prospect capital to do it, they'll get Skubal, they'll win the World Series, they'll sign Skubal, and we're playing maybe 70 games next year because they'll lock out. 412-928-9370. Steve in Latrobe. Hey, Steve, good to talk to you, man.
Hey, Jack. Skubal's going to be a Brewer.
I hope not. I mean, I could see it. I could totally see it, but I would hate it.
Oh, I'm not saying I like it. I'm just saying he's going to be a Brewer. But few things. First one, I'm so sick and tired of this Mason Miller talk. I mean, we're not giving up the prospects that it's going to take. We're not taking on a salary per percent.
Steve, Donnie made a good point. I heard him say this the other day. Would we be talking if Mason Miller was from Austin, Texas, and happened to be the number 1 closer in baseball? Would we be having this discussion in Pittsburgh? Probably not. I think a lot of it stems from the fact that he's from Bethel Park.
Absolutely. And as far as what you were asking earlier about thoughts on the team or what you think about them, our situational hitting sucks. We strike out way too much. Our bullpen sucks.
Yep.
I really don't think Cherington's going to do what it's going to actually take to make us a competitive baseball team.
Which is why I also think, Steve, that I don't think there's a move out there, A, that is realistic enough, and B, that Ben Cherington is capable of making that would be more impactful than getting Cruz and Horwitz back and healthy in this lineup for the backstretch here.
Luke Weaver and Sentinella. I mean, those are realistic, and that's probably even above our appetite because they're not going to want to give the prospects up. I mean, they're just not going to. This is the Pirates we're talking about, and sometimes I think we tend to forget that, and we get our rose-colored glasses on. We want wishful thinking, but I just don't. I thought if we went 2-4 this homestand, that would be great. I didn't even see us doing that well. And I think that in the next week or so, we might be out of it and we might be sellers.
Oh, man, I hope not, Steve. Thanks for the call. I really hope not. Here's the deal. If they were bona fide sellers now, then we're talking about it. But I don't know. I just don't see them being now. If they, let's look here. If they lose today and lose 2 of 3 to the Diamondbacks and 3 out of 4 in Cincinnati, then maybe there's a at the buzzer deal where Lau goes. But I don't see that being the case, especially with them only being 2 games out of the wild card right now. If they're 2 games out of a wild card spot, in the back half of that 4-game set in Cincinnati next weekend, they're not bona fide buyers and they're definitely not bona fide sellers. And I think that automatically cancels out okay, who are you parting ways with? Lau's the logical one, and I don't think that's going to happen. There's no market for Marcell Ozuna, who's on an expiring contract.
Majinski?
Now, there are reports out there that they can't stand him and haven't been able to stand him. Not reports, but rumblings.
You could probably get a decent player, but you're not going to get a superstar for him. But you could get a decent player that maybe fits your team a little bit better. Maybe more of a traditional high-leverage reliever for him. Would you do that? Not a great closer. You're not getting Mason Miller for him. You're probably not even getting Weaver for him, but you get like a decent...
You think you get Senzatella for him? I would do that.
Yeah, I just don't know. How much do you believe in that guy?
For the back half of the season, I believe in him a hell of a lot better than I believe in like Isaac Mattson.
Well, that's a low bar.
I mean, who else is pitching in the 7th and 8th inning these days?
By the way,
Gregory Soto.
I think it's really not ideal for Cherington that all of these very minor relief acquisitions have pretty much all failed. He's made, 3 or 4 moves in season to try to bolster that bullpen. They got Strat and they got Isert. They got this guy just the other day, and all of them look like they're not helping at all. Even if one of those guys panned out and you say, oh, you could at least pencil that guy in as reliable, you'd feel a little bit better about it. But he's 0 for 3, if not 0 for 4 in mid-season acquisitions to try to make that bullpen better.
Yeah, and they weren't like big-time moves.
Right,
they were
but you
very
would hope
conservative.
at least one of them, even if you're getting a guy off of waivers or something, you typically can at least get one of those guys out of the 3 or 4 that would help your bullpen a little bit.
Sure.
Hasn't happened at all.
Hunter Stratton's back down in Indianapolis. Brandon Isert, I think, has given up a run in like every single appearance he's made for the Pirates. Certainly seems that way. Marinaccio did not make a good first impression. Yeah, I mean, if it's one of those things where Majinski can get you a more traditional high-leverage reliever, I would think about it. But the flip side of that discussion is like Carmen Majinski, and whatever you want to call what his role is, he's been really good at it. And that's what's so frustrating about his situation this year, is that if you want to call him a relief pitcher, which I guess by definition he is one because he's not in the starting rotation, he's been their best one. But the way they have used him is kind of backwards. I get where they're coming from. He ramped up to be a starter in the offseason. He was a starter for the first half of the year. I understand the logic of not being able to take a guy that's stretched out in that sense and, making him a guy that can pitch in back-to-back days, but I sure as hell wish he could.
Will we see him start another game this year? You have to think at some point Ashcraft will have a start skipped.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I think it could happen if Ashcraft has a stinker again today, which I don't think is going to happen, but if it does, I think you start the discussion of skipping Ashcraft's next start, which will be, I guess, early in that Red series. Yeah, right now, the way it shakes out, Ashcraft is scheduled to pitch in the second game in Cincinnati on Friday. If Ashcraft has a stinker today, I think you start thinking about that start potentially being skipped. But I don't think it's going to happen. I have Ashcraft at 6+ strikeouts today. I think he bounces back. 412-928-9370. One more segment. We'll take your calls leading up until the final, into our final segment. We're taking you up until 10 o'clock. It is the More Ways to Win Radio with FanDuel and Pony at 10, and then the North Shore Tavern Leadoff Show at noon. So one segment left to get your Pirates take out there. 412-928-9370, the number to join the conversation. Take a break, come back, and take your calls on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
With your fan headlines, it's Sean Myers. The Pirates fell 11-0 at home against the Chicago Cubs Saturday night. Paul Skeens took the loss despite tying a career high with 11 strikeouts. Cubbies, Buccos today, 1:35 the first pitch. It'll be thrown by Braxton Ashcraft. Coverage on 93.7 The Fan begins at noon with the North Shore Tavern Leadoff Show. Headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more, visit 937thefan.com.
The summer sales drive is in high gear at Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi North Hills. Drive home the savings of the summer with exclusive offers on our lineup of Mitsubishi, like the new 2026 Outlander Trail Edition. Drive yours home today and save $7,000 off MSRP or finance for 0% APR for 72 months. Have a trade? Ask us about our $3,000 push, pull, or tow trade assistance.
Your deal.
Your way.
What a great day.
At Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi in the North Hills. Call 412-453-8035 for offer details.
The certified elder law attorneys at Julian Gray Associates understand the rules of long-term care and disability. They help families avoid mistakes and protect assets to maintain the best lifestyle options. You don't have to do this alone. Visit grayelderlaw.com.
Instant Kohl's Cash is powerful. You spend $25 and earn $10 Kohl's Cash to use instantly on nearly everything store-wide. So now you're grabbing new shoes and nodding at your receipt like you negotiated the deal. Plus, Kohl's Rewards members earn 3 times rewards. Get instant Kohl's Cash this weekend at Kohl's. Offer valid July 23rd through 26th. Some exclusions apply. Coupons and Kohl's Cash do not apply to Sephora. See store or Kohls.com for details.
BetMGM Sportsbook is giving you the chance to win a prize every day during baseball season. Step into the batter's box for BetMGM's Swing for the Fences free-to-play game. Log in every day for your chance to win. Pick an area of the strike zone and take your swing. If you get a hit, you'll receive a prize. Smash a home run to collect a bonus bet. Just log into your BetMGM Sportsbook account and visit your promotion section to access the Swing for the Fences free-to-play game. Swing for the Fences every day with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. BetMGM.com for T's and C's. 21 plus to wager. Pennsylvania only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets expire in 7 days. Additional terms and restrictions may apply.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like public works supervisor.
Hey, this water main is under a ton of pressure. Did you ever fix it?
Yeah, 3 layers of duct tape. Wait, should I have added a 4th layer?
This is the job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Text us on the Edgar Snyder and Associates text line at 412-928-9370. Edgar Snyder and Associates reminds you to text responsibly. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, built by Window Nation. Home of the buy two, get two free offer.
Dick's House of Sport is excited to join the community, Greensburg, and invite you to our grand opening house party August 7th through August 9th at the Westmoreland Mall. Get ready for can't miss appearances, giveaways, and more all weekend long. We're more than a store, featuring a rock wall, hit tracks multi-sport cage, golf hitting bays, and a collector's clubhouse. Plus, shop the best brands and over 2,000 shoe styles, all in one place. Discover Dick's House of Sport at the Westmoreland Mall, August 7th through August 9th.
For 20 years, West Shore Home has been proud to call Pennsylvania home. Founded right here by a Johnstown native, they've completed more than 25,000 projects for Pittsburgh area homeowners with a local team of more than 70 employees. They make home remodeling easy, and right now, you can save big on your bathroom remodel with their summer sale. Buy a full bath remodel and get a shower and a second bathroom free. Plus, lock in extra savings when you schedule now at westshorehome.com/fan or call 1-800-WEST-SHORE. See the website for details.
The summer sales drive is in high gear at Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi North Huntington. Drive home the savings of the summer with exclusive offers on our lineup of Mitsubishi, like the new 2026 Outlander Trail Edition. Finance yours today for 0% APR for 72 months. And ask us about our $3,000 push, pull, or tow trade assistance. Plus, every new Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi includes 2 years of limited maintenance standard.
Your deal.
Your way.
What a great day.
At Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi North Huntington. Call 724-995-3658 for offer details.
80 million listeners depend on AM radio to always be on, delivering news, sports, talk, traffic, and weather reports you can trust. AM radio also delivers vital emergency information when you need it most. Text AM to 39179. Tell Congress to pass the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act to keep AM radio in cars.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Ouch!
checked from behind. Man, that's gotta hurt.
I'd hire Morgan & Morgan if I were them.
What?
Yeah, Dan, America's largest injury law firm. They serve up justice, ice, cold, law. Know what I mean?
I guess.
Their gloves come off when they fight for you.
Okay.
I'm talking a settlement slap shot.
Shouldn't we be talking about the game?
Yeah, Dan. Morgan & Morgan. Proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Offices Pittsburgh.
Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
93.7 The Fan is cleared by aquickdrain.com. Live and local, even on the weekends. Let's go! Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, Pittsburgh's hometown sports station.
Sean, remember how we were talking about Troy Stokes Jr.?
How could I ever forget that?
So Rodney tweeted at me an hour ago. So he was DFA'd for another Pirates legend, Idemaro Jose Vargas.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were going to tell me that Stokes tweeted at you, maybe.
No, that'd be pretty cool. Vargas, his Pirates career lasted 7 games. And I'm having a hard time finding his baseball reference page.
Oh, geez. Are you spelling Vargas wrong?
No. Oh, no. He was in, oh my God, he's in baseball right now. Holy cow. Plays for the Diamondbacks.
He's going to come back to haunt the Buccos.
He's hitting 270 right now.
Which Vargas is this again? I was kind of zoned out.
Idemaro Vargas.
I have no idea how to even attempt to spell that to look him up.
But he was only with the Pirates for 7 games in 2021 and was 1 for 13. And then since he went to the Diamondbacks, then the Cubs and the Nationals, now he's back with the Diamondbacks. He had 270 last year.
He's a 1.3 WAR player right now.
How about that? You learn something new every day.
There's so many guys. I wish I had a memory like Pony. That dude just he's like Rain Man.
Oh, yeah.
I forget so many things. And we were talking about Luke Weaver. I decided to look him up. Before he stuck with the Yankees, because that's where he really found himself, he was with the Mariners the year before. I have no recollection of him.
What's funny, bullpen guys just emerge sometimes out of nowhere.
It's so many guys you completely forget were on a certain team, even if that's the team you follow closely.
Well, you know who also kind of emerged? Mark Melancon was a guy that bounced around but wasn't very good.
They got him from Boston, am I correct?
Yeah, in the Hanrahan trade. And had his best years as a Pirate. If you go back and look at Jason Grilly's numbers, Jason Grilly was a bad reliever for several years. And then ended up with the Pirates in 2012?
I do think there's sometimes...
And he had a 50... No, he didn't have a 50 save. He had 33 saves in 2013, was an all-star. 270 ERA, 291, 248. Those were Grilly's numbers in 11, 12, and 13.
There's a lot of volatility to being a relief pitcher.
Yeah.
And so sometimes... And that's the one scary thing about acquiring a Mason Miller, for instance. Statistically, it is very rare nowadays that you see a guy be an elite closer for, more than 3 or 4 years. It just, how many closers can you name right now who have been top guys for a long time? In all of baseball.
Josh Hader.
Sure. Edwin Diaz is probably on that list. How many other ones? Chapman, I guess you could say, because he's back to being a closer, but he spent a few years where he wasn't closing games. I would still include him, though.
Yeah, as far as relief pitchers that
half dozen maybe that are truly long-standing elite closers.
Yeah.
And most of the other guys, they might be really good for a couple years and then kind of disappear.
Yeah, as somebody that knows him, I hope that doesn't happen to Mason Miller. I hope he's really good like this for a long time. If he's really good like this for a long time, he'll probably be in the Hall of Fame. But It's a, very relevant question to ask because a lot of those guys, like you said, don't last.
I mean, look at Milwaukee. It seems like they shuffle through all sorts of different guys on a regular basis.
And even when the Pirates were really good in 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, it was Hanrahan, then it was Grilly, and then it was Melanson, and then Tony Watson ended up closing games. Like, they went through, and then it was Felipe Vasquez ended up being a horrendous human being. But, like, even when the Pirates were competitive in the 2010s, they had 4 or 5 different closing pitchers.
Do you know who the Cubs closer is?
Not off the top of my head, because the guy didn't have to pitch in a save situation last night.
Oh, it was funny. Someone actually did get a save for them yesterday.
Yeah, because he
got the 3-inning save. Yeah. Google and AI overview says Daniel Palencia is their primary closer, but he's injured now anyway. And I guess they just use like a mix of different kind of no-name relievers.
So this is kind of insane. The Cubs have 22 saves as a team this year between 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different guys. Jacob Webb has 5 saves. And that's a team that might be 15 games above 500 if they win today. Interesting. Well,
I'm going to be honest, even Milwaukee's closer is kind of a no-name guy to me. Now, I know he had 30 saves last year, but do you know who their closer is?
Not off the top of my head.
Trevor McGill.
Okay. I mean, I know him, but I didn't realize he's...
Again, I think you want a great bullpen, but I don't think that always means you have to have a big-name closer.
That was the Pirates' vision for this year. It might be Soto or Santana. Righty-lefty, mix it up, and both of those guys ended up being not very good. Let's wrap up the show with Buzz in Freeport. Hey, Buzz.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good, man.
Yeah, you guys do a good job, just to let you know.
Thank you.
But, just out of curiosity, did you guys, see the Cubs catcher yesterday? What? He was driving me nuts watching him. He would hold his glove up, in front of his face before the pitch was thrown, and then he would drop his glove and catch the ball. I was just wondering, did you guys happen to see that? Does anybody know why he did that every pitch?
It's something I didn't notice. I was a little bit more preoccupied with them not being able to score a run for whatever reason off the same guy consistently.
Yeah, me too. I just thought it was rather strange, but how about as far as getting pitching? How about a Trevor Hoffman?
I think he retired 15 years ago.
Really, I don't know. He was. I thought. Wasn't that? Didn't he get in trouble for something? And then he decided he couldn't get back into Major League Baseball. Was that the guy?
No, that's Bauer.
Oh yeah. How about him?
I couldn't even tell you what team he's playing for, Buzz. Thanks for the call, man. Yeah, Trevor Hoffman retired in 2010.
Bauer's very big on. He's like the Bryson DeChambeau of baseball.
Yeah.
Social media.
If my life depended on it, I couldn't even tell you what team he's playing for and what league. So
it might be in Mexico.
Okay,
I want to say.
Yeah, let's.
Or he might. I don't know. Maybe he'll go against the Wild Things one of these days. He might be doing independent baseball.
On that note, we're done. Sean, thank you for your expertise. Always
You're
a pleasure.
Wonderful man, Jack.
You are even more wonderful. Fan weather brought to you by Secure Money Advisors. Looking to retire soon? Let Secure Money Advisors get your retirement on track. A mix of sun and clouds. High of 83 today. FanDuel's More Ways to Win is next. Pirates coverage begins at noon with the North Shore Tavern leadoff show with Dan Zangrilli. First pitch at 1:35. It's Ashcraft against Jameson Taillon. Talk to you next week, maybe. Probably next Sunday. I'm not going to be on Thursday night because I will be in Philadelphia. My best friend of nearly 20 years getting married next weekend. Very excited about it.
Congrats.
Thank you. To him.
Not to you.
No. No, it'll be fun. So we'll talk to you. Actually, no, I'm going to be coming back from Philadelphia next Sunday. So it's going to be at least a week off for yours. Surely we'll talk to you when I'm on next. See ya.
Your hometown building partner since 1956. 84 Lumber. Visit 84lumber.com.
A trial is 99% preparation, and nobody prepares better than us. Get the good guys, Goodrich & Geis.